Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Let's hit that intro.
Don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I wanna need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking now. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking now.
Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Hope you guys are all well and having a great weekend wherever you may be in the world. Please smash that like button. Let's hit that like button. Yeah, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. I keep saying it, and I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but we are close. We are close to that ever-growing 1K. We're nearly there. We're nearly there, people. Anyway, we're here to review. We're going to review the Chelsea game today. Palace 1, Chelsea 4, and for me, probably the best. The best performance I've seen under Tuchel by far. We was in control of the game. We was. 1 second, people. That's it. Yeah, so we was in control of the game. We looked comfortable. We eliminated their threats. So the Zahas, the Ezes, it was unfortunate that we conceded the goal in the manner that we did as well. We have to take that one on the chin. But overall, we were dominant, and it weren't even just in one area of the pitch. It was from Mendy all the way down to the front where Havertz was. And for me, it was probably the best performance I've seen, like I said, under Tuchel by far. I'm going to go through the player ratings with you guys very soon. Please hit that like button. Let's go through some of the chats. Beth's in the house. Big up to Beth. Big up to Gio. Big up to Chris. Winter Surfaces, he is here. Let's get this going. Like and share. Please, can you get doing that, people? And also, please share on your socials. Just try and build up a little audience like we always do and have one of these great shows that we always do as well. We might even actually include a debate in this as well. I was meant to talk to Lambs about it today, but I don't know where she is. She might jump on a bit later. So, no problemo. I'm going to send Winter Surfer. Let me send Winter Surfer the link in. And yeah, guys. So let me know what was your thoughts of the performance, guys? Like, were you impressed with Chelsea today? Like, how excited was you? Like, are you comfortable? Do you think Chelsea can get top 4? Like, do you see Chelsea getting top 4? Because there's some big games tomorrow, massive games tomorrow, really. Obviously with Leicester and West Ham, which is definitely something that I'm sure a lot of us will be looking forward to. A draw would be the best shout for us. But yeah, man, it definitely solidifies our opportunities, our chances of being able to get to that, Champions League position. We have got 2 opportunities of getting in the Champions League as well. People keep forgetting. We've got the Champions League and we've got obviously the Premier League at the moment. We're sitting in 4th at the moment. A draw would be perfect. But yeah, we move. And in regards to the game, overall, the thing that got me the most with the performance was the build-up. The build-up from the defence up to Havertz. The way that we controlled the game. Yeah. We didn't lose the ball in key areas from our defence. Even Zuma, who everyone criticises for his distribution today, bang on point. Chilwell, again, good performance. Rudiger, again. Aspie, great. Cho came back in as well. Cho was in today. Sorry, guys, I'm thirsty. Drunk too much last night. Cho, again, great performance. I don't know if you guys were over on the football terrace earlier. We was all talking about Cho and if we believe where he's playing is getting the best out of him, or is he being limited in any way in that position as well? And then you look in the middle, Kovacic, Jovic, great performance. They dominated the game. They were in control. They were doing Jorginho was doing what I wanted him to do, which is what I've been crying out him to do for a little while, which is get the ball, look forward, and play it quick. Yeah, and he was on point today. Even Kovacic. We'll get to Havertz in a minute. Who else have we got? Mason Mount. Mason Mount. His performance, absolutely unbelievable. And anyone wants to sit there and say that his performances are just not as well, people big up to Winter Surfer. If anyone wants to say that Mason Mount's not been our player of the season, then these are bonkers, is what I want to say. Absolute bonkers. Because the man, again, picked up the man of the match award. For me personally, he shouldn't have got man of the match. I thought he had a top performance. I would have given it to Havertz today, or even Pulisic. I thought they were both good today. But he was, again, consistent in his performances and leading line. Kai Havertz today, that is the first game that I've seen of Kai Havertz, and I thought, and I knew he's got it. We all know he's got it. I sat there and I thought, wow, absolutely wow. His touch of Bergkamp when he done that touch over him, over that defender, all it needed was a goal. And literally, when I was on the terrace just now, Terry said he felt like a Chelsea fan when he done that. That moment of the way he done it, you just wanted him to score that goal. Like you just wanted that to go in, so that because it would have been a goal of the season.
Yeah,
in my eyes. It would have been goal of the season. Like you just for that touch. But Winter Surfer, how you doing, bro? How you feeling after that performance, man?
Wow, man, what a difference a week makes, huh? This time last week, we were all like ripping into them. But yeah, I mean, like you say, Kai Havertz. That was. Do you know what that was, Jim? That was £72 million. Kai Havertz today. That's the deal. That's the big deal we were all hyping when he came in. He played really well. Like you say, if he did that pass from Jorginho and the control to hit it over the defender, and then if he'd have hit it any harder, and I'm not gassing up, that would have been goal of the season. He was sensational. That, and even his goal, the placement of that goal is a thing. You know what? That's underestimated. I think that goal, the placement of that goal, is just awesome. But what I couldn't agree more with Mason Mount, man. This stupid Mason Mount debate is over. It's over. It's over. It's done.
David's in the mud.
He's key to this Chelsea team. He's key to this Chelsea team. Present and future. He's key. Done. No more debate. No more debate.
People,
it's done.
Please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new here as well. And yes, please share on your socials. Just get it out there. Alex is with us as well. Connor's here. Connor, how you doing, bro?
Hey, that was a good game. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. for the game. So, I mean, that's a. I don't know about you guys.
That's dedication, man.
I didn't want it to end. I didn't want that first 25. I didn't want halftime to be called. I wanted to just play the whole 90. I don't think anybody expected Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and Pulisic to have that sort of chemistry. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect it either, man. Mason Mount with Pulisic, the way. And here's another thing too that people need to understand. I want to ask you guys what you think about this.
Yeah.
So Cho playing that right wing back, right? I have so many opinions, and we could talk for hours on this. But one thing I want to bring up is the way the formation played out is you had Kovacic and Jorginho playing that ball to Mason Mount, and think about this is the best spot for Mason Mount to flourish. He's got Christian on his left, Kai either receiving next to him or in front of him, and then Hudson-Odoi coming up on the right. I mean, that was such good attacking football, and then Mount, if he brings it forward and he gets held up, Kovacic is behind him or he gives it to Hudson-Odoi. I think we just played great, honestly. And then, Captain America, what I'm saying, coming in here, showing us, what real football is all about.
Don't get me wrong. We're going to get to it. We've still got to do the player reviews quickly. Alex is with us as well. You're right, bro.
Yo, guys, all good. I'm pleased today. I think that's all I can say, really. I was so pleased today. I think, obviously, I want more. I'm always here. I always have high standards, and we played well today. But I even want more. We could have won that game 7-0.
Wow.
You know what I mean? We literally played so well in those attacking phases. And today, Jorginho and Kovacic were, I think, we were missing that a bit today. What they've done today, we've been missing that in the last couple of games where we have that kind of the link-up play today was brilliant. Now the question is to see if, look, we won 4-1. We played that well. What are we even burning the team? And I guess that's the question now to see if we played in the next game. Because I think, should Pulisic play in the Porto game? I don't know. But
we're going to get to that. Because that's one of the questions. After we've done the player ratings, I want to just delve into some topics. Obviously, I'm kind of having to mix a debate show with the player rating shows today because it's usually the debate show tonight. That's what we usually throw in. But because Chelsea have played so late, I want to try and kind of combine them together. But yeah, I agree. I think the only criticism you could have of the Chelsea performance today was that we just wasn't. We could have scored more. And can you imagine a Haaland today playing off of the Mounts and the Havertz? And
or Lukaku or just something, any decent striker, just a striker.
I want to be honest.
Even the Danny Ings.
You guys know I'm a Pulisic fanboy, and you guys know Johnny's a Mount guy, but that flick on that cross, if that would have gone in,
I was getting gassed.
I would have memed. I would have memed on Twitter. I would have memed every manager in the history of football doing their. Oh my god! I would have memed myself in there. I'd have thrown me in there.
Some of those things were so saucy. Like, oh my god, they were that sauce that you put on the chicken, man. Oh. Beautiful, man. Oh, delicious. Like it was.
And you know what? Kai Havertz today was, for me, we'll get to him anyway. We'll get to him. We will get to him. It's
all right, player ratings.
Please hit that like button. Please share on your socials. We're going to jump into the player ratings now. We're going to fly through these with you guys. Later on, we will drop the link in the chat for you guys to come and have your say as well. Also got a topic that it's going to be an interesting one, actually.
I forgot Mendy was in the team.
Watching that game. No, it came to me after watching this game, and then I was thinking to myself, we've got to talk about this. You know, this is something that's just caught my eye, but we'll get to it anyway. Mendy, Winter Surfer. I mean, did have much to do, did he?
No, he can't. It's not a fault for the goal. Like I say, apart from the goal, I can't think of anything that they did.
They only have one shot on goal, and they scored it.
I mean, so he gets a. People might think this is harsh, but for me, it's just a 6 because it's not. He didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. And I get that.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, just a 6.
Oh no, what you saying?
I'm gonna go 5.5. Not out of performance, just because. I mean, he literally did nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say this real quick, and then we'll move on. I saw him scan his box, and he did see their Benteke there. But I feel bad for him because he looked at Chilwell and Zuma both marking him, and so he looked back to see if anybody was going to make a run in on the near post.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to fault him for it, but I mean, I think Mendy is going to develop so well next season. So I want to see him trying to make those attempts, you know what I mean? But again, I can't fault him at all. He's been having amazing performances.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's been very, very good as well. Alex,
I'll give him a 6. You know, I give him a 6, just an average performance. I guess like he didn't really have much to do besides that goal. You know, I wouldn't put that goal as a mistake. I think it was that was just poor defensive position from Chelsea's to let that cross come in when we had 4 players on 1 man. So, and I think the thing is that's Benteke's game. You know, if you a ball like that, Benteke is always having that for dinner. You know what I mean?
He made Chilwell look like a little schoolgirl.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Benteke versus Chilwell, like that's.
He can't do nothing about that, can he?
No. I saw it go in, and I just thought, like man, just.
Yeah, I would give Mendy. I'd give Mendy a 5, 6, only because, like what Winter Surf said, he didn't have much to do. There was not much to really talk about.
Yeah,
really. So I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet with him.
He could have streamed a watch along. I would have chimed in.
Yeah. Chilwell, Chili B, looks like he's slowly getting back to his best. He's learning the role better in my eyes as well. He's finally managed to bench that lamppost, that blimmin' lamppost. We ain't gonna have that lamppost plan anymore. Winter Surfer, Chili B.
I think you know what I criticise him for the goal. I think he stood still a bit and could have done more. But I think this has actually been his best week as a Chelsea player since he's come in. Certainly under Tuchel. He's more of a threat in this game. I think for me he gets a 7, a low 7, but he gets a 7. So for me, so it wasn't, you know, he done his bit. The goal I'll criticise him for, but we could criticise a couple of players for that goal. So
Joe, don't give me this, mate. Yeah, I know you might have. He's in great form there, mate. But don't diss Chili B. He's on his way back to being the best left back or full back in the league,
exactly.
mate. Just letting you know about that. Connor, what are you saying, man?
6.
Why?
So for me, 2 things, and I think that. All right, I'll make it real sweet. Okay, 1, terrible marking. He got done in about twice, and then I'm being picky, okay? I'm going to give him a 6, and it's because he's better than this. Like, he comes from high performance games where he's performing well, making great decisions going forward, scoring goals. And then he has a game like today where he gets lost in man marking. He keeps seeing – I don't know if you guys see this, and I really want you guys, if you rewatch the game, to look at this. And this is the same for any left winger that's up there with him. Christian will show middle, right, when Kovacic gets the ball in the middle. They'll play it to like a Chilwell that bums forward. And Pulisic will check in and then make a run. And what happens is Chilwell just looks at it, and he just doesn't do anything. Or he uses it for Pulisic to drag a man, and he never takes a chance by getting that forward pass. I think today – there should be a statistic looked at that Pulisic serviced Chilwell more than Chilwell serviced him. And I think it's just – I think he has the potential to do that, and I think those chances are there. I don't know if it's maybe that Tuchel pushes this ball retention mentality.
Yeah.
But I know it sounds bad. He had an amazing game in Porto. I'm not knocking him as a player, but this performance, getting lost marking his man, getting done in just a couple times, and then making some crazy decisions in the final third and not giving as much service as he should, I'm going to mark him a 6. I'm just being honest.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Alex.
Yeah, I think Connor's already said a lot of what I was gonna say. I mean, let's just I'll give him a 6. I think I've got high standards for him, and could have in particular situations that done better, but he didn't have a bad game. I think the whole team today was good, so I'll give him a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was better, obviously, in the past. I mean, he still had a good performance. I thought he got forward very well. I think the only thing that I would criticise him on today's game is I feel like especially in the final third, he made the wrong decisions. There's many times where if he'd have just looked up and looked across, he could have just laid it on a plot for Mount.
Even some of his shooting.
At least contest the keeper. Don't send it to the Stamford Bridge.
Wrong decisions is what I'd say today with Chilwell, especially in the final. But other than that, his defensive game, his understanding of getting up and down the pitch, when to get up and down the pitch as well is important. Especially the way we play, is showing that he's really
so more mobile than Alonso.
Yeah, he is.
There's no debate about it, is there? I mean, for me, I'd give him a 6.
I think he'll iron out his form with the more minutes, but
yeah, I agree.
This guy doesn't get talked about enough, and I know a lot of Chelsea fans don't think he's the one that should go, but for me, I think he was really good today. I'm going to start off with a surfer on it. Zuma.
Another solid game. The only thing I can think about that people may criticise him for, he dived in the first half, but they didn't really do anything with that chance. Got another goal again from a Mason Mount corner or free kick, I can't remember what, scored again. Other than that, very solid 7 for me. Very solid 7. 7.5 actually. 7.5 the goal added. So 7.5 for me.
Cool.
I can't remember any mistakes apart from.
He didn't, did he? He was good.
No,
I
just can't remember.
It was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 7.4, 7.5. He was actually really, really good. He handled Benteke well, and he covered down for Chilwell's runs a decent amount. Yeah. Him and Rudiger were very well together, and so I think he had a good game. Yeah, the only thing I could criticize is that lapse in marking, which costed us a goal. But I mean, it is what it is. That's gonna happen when you're 4 down, 3 down, and they're bumming players forward. But I think he did good. He did very well.
And that's true what Beth said there. I don't think there is anyone better aerially than Kurt Zuma.
He is a weapon, man. He's a weapon.
If you know that you're up against a striker that's very dominant in the air, and you've got a weapon like Winter Surfer just said in Kurt Zuma, he plays because he actually wins these battles as well. He does it every game. He wins the battle as well.
He's so aggressive. And do you know what was great, Jim? Yeah. No one's mentioning Thiago Silva today.
No,
no one's mentioned him. Like we missed him or anything.
It feels good.
It does, yeah.
Do you guys see kind of like little Thiago Silva-esque like characteristics out of some of the defenders, like as if like during training they're really soaking up kind of his coaching or his presence? Because as much as Tuchel's there and his coaching staff are there, senior players like Giroud are coaching the forwards, Thiago's coaching the center backs. I don't know. I think it's good to have those senior players in there because they just seem more confident.
Yeah, and like you said though, Connor, they will learn from him, and I think someone like Thiago Silva, even if it's only for a season that he's there, the abundance of knowledge that he could bring to you, do you know what I mean? And you can learn and look up to in many ways. Use it because he's getting to the point where he's probably going to retire soon. But Alex, Zuma.
Yeah, look, I think what I was just about to say what Beth said. Like whenever he plays for us, I think the advantage of that is that we aerially he is so good. You know, the amount of times today I saw him just jump over Benteke or any defense. Every time Palace tried to kind of hit the ball over the top, we were always first on the ball. He was always there and first on the ball, and we all know how aerially he's so good. So he always we every time we play him, I always have a feeling that he's going to score from a corner. So, and that's a good thing, you know, getting goals from set pieces. It's important, and I think today also his positioning of also be able to come out the defense and actually passing it was pretty good today.
Yeah,
better than usual. So I was pleased to see that. I'll give him a 7.5. Yeah, I think he had a good game today.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7.5 as well. I think he was awesome. One of the things that we don't talk about enough, and this is why I kind of have my little reservations on people like Christensen, is that when we have corners and we're in the opposite box, you know that 9 times out of 10 he will get on the end of it, and he got his goal again today. And he's the best when it comes to corners. You know, when we've got Giroud on or Havertz, and you know they're going to be a threat, but when you know you've got Zuma, who's like a goal machine in the air as well, it kind of just... I think, like, when Christensen's there, I don't think we're going to score. No offence. Corners to me are pointless when you put Zuma on here, because I'm just like, unless our attackers score, our defenders ain't going to do it. Like,
and also when we defend, Jem, when we defend, when you actually have to defend a corner, we saw in the Porto game, we were a bit weak. We were weak with Christensen and Rudiger. We weren't really many things. But when you have Zuma aerially defending your corners, he always tends to get his head on it. So, yeah.
I agree. Corners are almost pointless for Chelsea when Zuma doesn't play, is what Beth says. Beth,
very true.
I agree with you massively on that. Jem, don't beat me. Yeah, I did. Sorry, I did say it just before you. Let's move on, boys. We're going to fly on to man like Rudiger, when I find him. Not Alex, Winter Surfer. What are you saying?
Yeah, the only thing that pops up is what for their goal, but apart from that, very solid again, very important again. Shows his importance to this team. Running standard 7 for me. Standard 7.
Yeah, he's really cemented that position, isn't he? For me, he's really for me. You can't replace him at the moment. When he's not in there, he seems to be.
He was missed last week, Jem, wasn't he? He was missed last week against West Brom. He showed his importance last week. He was missed.
It's good. It's good because after he got that injury and he came back, we thought we had lost that Rudiger because we saw it before he got that injury and how good he was. Valued that at Chelsea, and now he seems to be slowly getting back to that level. Connor, Rudiger.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him a 7.4, 7.3. He, I think he had a great game. I don't really have anything to say on him. He helped out a lot, covered down for Chilwell. And there's that chemistry that needs to be there between the left center back and the left wing back. But he does one thing I will add that I love about his game that I would never do personally as a defender is he does this thing where he's holding up the man for a ball in the air. And what'll happen is if he loses the header, he'll hold his man there, and he does this thing where when he's bringing the ball down, he'll stick his foot, like I don't know how he does it. He'll hold the guy, balance on one leg, and like stick his foot in front of the defender and nick it forward, and he does that so regularly, and it's very confusing how he does that. He's a great baller for me.
Man. I hear that, Connor. Alex.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I think the thing is that I really like about Rudiger in general, he's so aggressive, you know, and you want that from a defender. He's aggressive every time, you know. Yeah. He's not. He's a proper bully sometimes, which is what we need, you know. And he's just that kind of he's that kind of defender you don't want to play against when he's that aggressive.
He's built like Christensen and him are like got that slender frame, but he uses it better than Christensen. He uses his slender frame to an advantage. He's you look at him, you go, you could easily bump him off the ball, but he's using it as a strength as well. And he seems a lot smarter as well this season, like in his decision making and everything like that. Yeah. And I can only put it down to like Thiago Silva helping him and Tuchel helping him as well. But he is stepping up, and that's all I've asked him to do is step up.
He's
step up and be counted.
And that's what you want, because in fairness, he's one of the experienced boys.
And
he should be, really. Do you know what I mean? So for me, he had a 7. I don't think he was better than Zuma today, but with Rudy now, it's got to the point where, you know, like when we look at Aspie, and you're like, he's going to always put in a decent performance. Like,
standard 7.
It's getting to that point. It's getting to that point of Rudiger. And he doesn't really there's not much to say because he's being consistent, which is what I keep saying about our players, being consistent. I want to see consistencies moving forward. But Aspie, should we move quickly on this one as well? Because again, I thought he was great. Again, to be honest, I'd give him a 7. I don't know about you guys with Aspie.
7 for me.
7.5 for me. I thought he's had one of his best weeks for a long while. Both games, he stepped up and covered. Because he had to do more because obviously Hudson-Odoi is a bit more attacking. But even then, I thought he just handled that like he always does. So 7.5 for me with him. So
7.6 for me. I think he's actually playing a lot better. I feel bad. I will say I put a lot of criticism on him, saying in the West Bromwich game that he shouldn't be wearing the captain band next season. But he's actually proved. I'm actually having to eat my words because he's actually putting in some really good shifts out on the field.
Yeah.
He has Zaha in his pocket, man. Zaha couldn't get past Aspie today. He couldn't even get past.
Yeah, he was nothing Zaha today. Absolutely nothing.
Couldn't get past.
He was, and when Zaha's getting pissed because he always starts throwing a tantrum. He
started on Mason Mount today.
Yo, Zaha needs to. I'm gonna buy him a box of tissues when I go out to the store.
All right, so let's move on to who do I want to go to? Let's go to Kovacic, Winter Surfer. Kovacic.
Okay, I thought he had a better game today, but I was surprised how much Palace let us have the ball. Yeah. So today, I didn't think he was the best of the two. I thought Jorginho was better than him today, the passing, but I thought a very solid. And I'm going to repeat myself, a very solid 7 today. He was passing a lot more forward. He was controlling the midfield because he was allowed to. But this is his best performance for a number of weeks. Well, the last couple of weeks especially. Best performance since he's come back from the national break. So, good stuff.
I hear that. Connor, Kovacic.
I think he did really good. I don't think he had his best game. But I think he had a great performance. I do agree with some people saying he needs to be subbed. His minutes maybe need to be monitored because he is becoming more crucial in that industry in the midfield.
Yeah.
So I'll give him like a 7.8, 7.9. Great game. And at the same time, too, he allowed Mason Mount and he allowed players like Kai Havertz to check in.
Yeah.
And I really think he's getting smarter, or maybe I'm just noticing it more. But he's just really adapting to the game well. 7.8, 7.9. I would maybe watch his minutes. I don't know how his fitness is. He's not a Mason Mount, but I'm looking forward to seeing him play in Porto.
Yeah.
Alex?
I think I'll give him a 7 today. I think we all know things that he has to improve on. And I think if he improves on those particular things in his game, then we have a really, really good player on our hands. Today, he just did his job, and he just did the right things. To be honest, I mean, I don't really have much else to say. To be honest,
I thought he had a good game. I thought they both did really. They really complemented each other very well. I'm going to talk on. You know who I'm talking about. So I have to change his name quickly. The last time I brought his name up, it had a word next to it. Because it pissed me off so much. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but let me just change it to. Let me just change it to this. All right, that'll do. It's just easier. Ooh. Jorginho. Winter Surfer, do you want to start on this one?
Yeah, I thought he had an excellent game. That ball, as much as I praise Havertz for the way he controlled it, that pass for Havertz was excellent. Ironically, we're speaking about that with the Porto game. He doesn't pass that anymore, but no. he set up that pass, and that's all we're asking for. Had a great game, better than Kovacic, but they were both good. For me, he gets an 8. Wow. He was sound. He was sound today. He controlled that midfield. Midfield, and that's all we're asking him to do. So he had a very good game for me.
Joe, I don't know what you're talking about. Mason Mount is the greatest.
Joe's gonna need to give me his plugs number, man.
He's the greatest English midfielder of all time.
We'll get back to Mason Mount. Don't worry about that. Connor, how do you feel Jorginho performed today? And do you feel like Jorginho has probably been the best player for Tuchel since Tuchel's arrived?
No. So, people saying he's the best player, I personally can't agree with. Everybody has their opinions. I think our defense and our defensive players are specifically way better than they were before. You would have never caught me 4 months ago saying, where's Rudiger? We need him in the lineup. You would have never caught me looking at a statistic that says in a Champions League quarterfinal, Christensen wins all of his aerial duels to shut out a Porto side. I would have never said that. Jorginho is like the girl in a relationship that is just so inconsistent, never gives you a clear signal. You know what I mean? Like 1 minute he's bad, 1 minute he's good, 1 minute you like Jorginho, the next minute he gives you reasons to hate him. 1 minute he's passing the ball away, for a loss in possession. The next minute he's, flicking it over to Kai Havertz for a sensational moment where he's flicking it back over the defender. I'll give him a 7.8 today. He had a good game, but he's just it's a tough case. I think, Jem, when you were on the terrace earlier where they said that he's flourishing because he's around a system that works. I also think they didn't press him as much, and the system does suit him.
Yeah.
But I don't see him next year and through the summer transfer window retaining his spot and not being in a position where someone is going to come in that we buy and take his spot. Yeah. And I think if we're going to have Billy Gilmore in our 22-man, Chelsea
Johnny,
side, we need Billy in here to get some minutes or send him on loan, something. He needs to play somewhere. He needs to. Whether it's us, whether it's with it on loan, I don't know. But
there's a Billy lover and a J5 like me, not hater, but just
I'm not a hater. I'm just reacting to what I see. You know what I mean? Most Chelsea fans should be looking not too far to the future, but you should be taking into consideration his age, his work rate, his fitness, and then also too, what is something we want to improve as a squad, as a club, and we want to improve our midfield. Yeah. So. And also, too, I feel like J5 kind of, relegated some of his midfield duties to Mason Mount, which was so exceptional, was all over the place and was able to do. So,
fair enough, Connor. I hear that. Johnny Bomb. Johnny's in the house. What's happening, bro?
What's happening, guys? Up the Chelsea. Another masterclass from the Money Mates. Yeah, you doing all right?
Yeah, all good,
bro. Probably, I would say probably the best performance. I would
9
say.
a.m.
It's 9 a.m.
I agree.
Johnny, we're on Jorginho. Obviously, probably had his best game in my eyes since Tuchel's sort of been there. Anyway, what was your thoughts on Jorginho today?
Yeah. He played great. I mean, controlled the midfield. He was more forward thinking than normal than what we've seen him before. All round really good performance. I think all round the team was fantastic. So. I mean, you want me to give him a rating? Is that what?
Yeah, go on,
I'll probably give him. I'd go. I'll give him like a 7.5. 7.5.
Fair, that's a good rating for Jorginho. I'll give you that. I mean, people, before we move on, please smash the like button. There's nearly 35 of you here.
Smash it.
As always, at the GNA community. Alex, what do you think about J5?
Today I thought that he was doing. He brought so much intensity to the game today. I saw him the amount of times always winning the second balls. Every time we lost the ball, he was always there first on each player. He was always he was like a Kante today for me. The amount of times I saw him really just he was everywhere. He had this kind of gritty and he really wanted to get the ball back. You know what I mean? And I really liked that. And I was so happy to see that. His passing today was better. He also tried. At least some of them didn't come off, but at least he tried, and he tried to kind of penetrate some of the balls. So I'll give him a 7.5. Maybe I was thinking of an 8, but I'll give him a 7.5. I think he was good today.
Yeah, listen, look, I know there's a lot of people in here right now probably just waiting for me to talk about Jorginho. I've been getting tagged on Twitter already about the guy. And did you see this? Did you see that? If you guys actually listen to what I say to you when it comes to Jorginho, I've said a number of times, right? I have no problem with the guy. I'm going to keep saying this, yeah? I don't have no problem with the guy. However, if he can continue doing what he did today on a consistent basis, which is what all I've been asking him to do since he came to Chelsea, then we would be cool. But it's the fact that I know that he doesn't do that. And if he can prove me wrong and do that, then I'll hold my hands up and say, look, we don't need to sell anyone because, we don't need to sell him because he's doing what I've requested him to do. And today he got the ball, he looked up, He was moving it quickly. He was aggressive, shutting the ball down. He was picking people out really quickly. He was doing them little balls over the top again, which is what I wanted him to see. But I like the little chip he done for Cho when he cut inside, if you remember.
Yeah.
And it was good. I'll give him a 7.58, whatever you want.
Jim,
you know?
can I say something real quick that people need to understand? As players in the Premier League and as professional soccer players, you go through periods of form improving, form, degrading, or realizing that you're not playing to a certain level, and that gets brought to your attention either by your coach or by a senior member of the squad. So his inconsistencies and his, bad performances are things that we react to when they happen. We're not saying that he can't develop and have better performances. He does have the technical ability and the football knowledge and IQ to do that. It's just that there have been games where he has lacked in performance or in quality, and then now he's probably in training sessions or through people, talking to him, coaching staff, he's having better performances, which is good for the team. And as much as we don't see J5 in that midfield next year, it's good that he's doing that now, because essentially these players are getting paid to play, and that's what he needs to do.
I agree. Good, and you couldn't have said it any better, Connor. 100%. Callum Hudson-Odoi. It's something that I thought he had a good game, but I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans moaning that we're not getting the best out of him, and I don't know what people were talking about, because I thought
the agenda. It's the agenda.
Really well today. But Winter Surfer, Cho, what are you saying?
Yeah, I thought he had a good game. He was involved in the first goal, Havertz goal. I thought he helped out on defending when they did try and attack us, which was a lot. He was always there for the outball. I thought he had some good passes in the second half. For me, he gets a very solid 7 for me. I thought he had a very good comeback game. He's been out injured. He had a very good comeback game. Apart from scoring a goal, I don't know what more he could have done today, really. He had a very good game. I can't think of anything. Can't fault him for anything.
Well, I heard that he's frustrated. He looks frustrated in the way he's
No
playing.
way.
I was sitting there thinking to myself, the guy's a natural winger, likes hogging.
Yeah.
He went, but he's a winger. We don't want him to be a wing back. I went, the whole game today, he wasn't actually having to defend because Crystal Palace didn't have the ball. So he was actually a right winger more than a right wing back in my eyes today. But Connor,
more in today.
I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one. Go on. All right. So first of all, everybody that got on board the train of the Hudson-Odoi is, is surviving an agenda for Frank Lampard era, and he got put in because Ziyech and Pulisic were injured, and he's not banging in goals like Cristiano Ronaldo or Dybala. Hudson-Odoi is such a good player. Yeah. He is, and he's so mature at his age. He comes off the bench after no minutes. Yeah. Training and plays a right wing back, which credit to Thomas Tuchel, he knows Crystal Palace are going to be a defensive liability. Instead of playing a defensive Reece James, he plays Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he puts in such good industry, such good work rate in that first half. He's literally standing on the sideline, and I heard someone on the terrace say he was hugging the sideline. He barely got to play. Yeah, when Crystal Palace, they shift their formation over to stop Christian and Chilwell bumming forward, Hudson-Odoi's on the sideline, that outlet that pushes the ball up the field. Yeah. I think he was absolutely excellent today. And people that have this agenda that Cho needs to be a winger banging in 6 goals a game, if he fits into the team or to the formation that Thomas Tuchel has, and he performs that job, that task that day to the T like he did today, why not keep him there? How is he not enjoying ball? Yeah. There's actually a photo I want to tag you guys in. It's Thomas Tuchel, and it's like a stat share on Twitter of him and Cho laughing together. They look like they just got back from the pub. They say that in England.
I saw that.
How much Tuchel rates him? He was talking to him at half time.
Do you know what it is, Winter Surfer, right? This is what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard, he needs to play. Where like the Mason Mounts and the Pulisic are playing at the moment? That's his best position because he wants to be closer to the goal. When he plays out on a wing back, it means he has to hog the wing and he's not allowed to be direct. What are you talking about?
It's not
He's direct all the way up the byline.
Yeah, I know. Johnny, what's your thoughts on it, mate?
I thought first half excellent. Did his job. He gives us a bit more threat going forward than Reece James, in my opinion. But with Reece James, he's more balanced attack. Like, he gives us more balance in the field, but also he's good at going forward and very good defensively. So that's why I think Reece James might play against Porto. But that's another conversation. The performance, he did really well. I thought the second half, maybe it's just due to lack of game time, he sort of phased out a little bit for me. And Zaha got in a few more times than I liked. And then we conceded the goal, which was a mistake, not really Cho's fault, but I think if you had a Reece in there, you block out that left side.
Yeah.
So on that reason, I'll probably give Cho. I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I would agree with Johnny.
I rate his industry going forward in the final, because for what people don't understand is that like Reece is not going to be able to play every single game through FA Cup, through Champions League, through EPL, and this is having Hudson-Odoi in your toolbox to say, hey, for specific teams, the tactics are going to change. That's great, and he did what he was supposed to do. Tuchel knew with getting that extra attacking threat, you have a somewhat defensive liability, and it just, you know what I mean? Like, and he did. There was only that really instance there that he.
Connor, isn't it his first game for like 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
Or something? I mean, what were they expecting? You know what I mean?
No, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Of course, he's going to get tired in the second half. Like Johnny said, he got tired, but he got, as Johnny well knows, he got tired because he hasn't played for like 2.5 weeks. So, you know what I mean? He's going to get tired, and I don't understand. It's very crazy. This era of football fan support it's mind blowing. I really don't get it. It confuses me a lot because there's agenda here, agenda there, and it just blows my mind. Really, I don't understand it.
Can I say something, Jim, real quick? And I know I'm speaking a lot on this topic, and then we can move on. So people, it's so funny the mindset people have with our defenders, like Christensen and Rudiger. They want them to get other center back attributes like ball playing skills. They want Mendy to get ball playing skills, right? But whenever it comes to Cho, giving him a defensive mindset or giving him some more tools to his toolbox, like getting him used to a right wing back role, that's all of a sudden terrible. Like we want our midfielders to be multi-role, multi-position. Mason Mount played in 3 positions. You know, they want, Christensen to be, this complete center back, but Hudson-Odoi only can play on the right wing and can only bang in goals with his left foot. That's it.
Yeah, I hear that. Alex, what's your thoughts on him, man?
Look, Callum Hudson-Odoi is a young 20-year-old player who is up and coming. And look, I think he's such a baller and he's such a talented player. I still think he's still very inconsistent in the final third. I think he can improve on that. And I think he's already got as much talent to do better for me. I think there's times where he could maybe just do something a lot simpler than he has to, sometimes for me. But today he was good, those times but look, at the same time, he hasn't played in 2 weeks. So sometimes when you don't play for a while, then obviously things don't always come off. So, but look, good performance, good assist. It was a good penetrating ball for Havertz, and solid 7.5 for me.
All right, I hear that. I'm going to give Cho 7.5. I thought he was very good anyway. There's not too much more to say about it. I think he does suit that position. I don't know why people were trying to make a problem when there isn't any problem, when he's actually playing quite well there. And I think he's played at his best games there anyway. So that make no sense. But anyway, we'll move on because that's another topic for another day. But we'll move on to Mason SHIT Mount.
The shit.
Let's start with Johnny. Mason the Money Mount.
Yes.
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I want to get some water, so let me just quickly...
No, it's not. What's that middle name there? I think that needs to be edited, Jen, no? Does that need to be edited there? I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to have the in front of it. That's what it needs to have. No, like the.
Hold on, let me get my breath. Let me catch my breath. Hold on a minute. Right. Let's have it.
There you go. You ready?
The overrate us even worse. Bloody hell.
Hey, Velvishwan's calling you out, Johnny. He's saying like this guy's just deluded average. Velvishwan's calling you out.
But, yeah. He got man of the match for a reason, I think. But I don't know what to say about that. I mean, at the end of the day, to all the haters or the doubters, if you still cannot see or accept, should I say,
that Mason Mount is an absolute baller and is a pivotal player to Chelsea Football Club, not just now, currently, but he will be for the next 10, 12 years. I don't know what to say to you. I say to you, go and study. Go and study football. Maybe that's the best thing I can say to you. Go and study the game.
Yep.
Look at these. Look at these. Ratings, man. -10, 1, -109, 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
These trolls, man.
It's a United fan, isn't he? I mean, what can I say?
Mona's banter and that sort of.
Yeah.
Mona's banter.
Beth's got sense in her. I can see that.
Johnny, on a serious level though, was Mason Mount in your eyes man of the match? Because for me, even though look, he's having consistent performances. Yeah. For me, Mason Mount set the bar now, so he keeps hitting that bar each and every game, and for me, he's doing very well at it. But in this game, for me, I actually thought he weren't man of the match. I would have actually given it to Havertz in my eyes, but or Pulisic, for example. But do you think he deserved the man of the match today for his performance? Or
yeah, I did. And the reason I can see why they gave him man of the match was not only, he got his assist. He probably could have had a goal, to be fair. And then you probably would have said, oh, definitely, if he bagged the goal. But for me, if you take Mount out of that front three, it doesn't work the way it worked today. And that's why I think he's man of the match, because he was also dropped in as an 8/6 when Kovacic came off. And you're taking a player that's played in the final third and putting him in next to Kovacic. I know it's near the end of the game, but that's credit to Mount of his versatility, of what he can offer the team. He saved Tuchel, another substitution and such. So I just think his all-round game was fantastic, and his link up with Cho was really good. In fact, the first half's where we killed the game, and he was pivotal to that. He was playing, interchanging with Odoi, with Pulisic, and linked up with Kai beautifully, in my opinion.
Do you like him? Do you like him in that position though, as playing off the Havertz's and sort of interchanging with them, and sometimes being like the striker and trying to run behind?
Yeah, I think I've always said it, when he's on the right with Cho and Cho wing back, for some reason it just works. Yeah, and it's the same with Ziyech and James, and you can see Tuchel's thinking, because he put Mount in the pivot. And then he brought Ziyech on, and straight away he had James on. So he knew the chemistry on that side was good, because with Ziyech you need more of an insurance policy. So you play James, but with when Odoi's playing, Mount's almost like his insurance policy, if that makes sense. It's roles reversed. But it's the way he linked with Havertz and Pulisic is what I loved. It was still fluid, and there was balance in the whole front three. So that's why I give it to Mount. Because if you take him out and you put Ziyech, or you put an Odoi there further forward, I don't think you have that balance that you want up front. Yeah. Because he also dips in and out. So yeah, that's for me. I think he deserved it. I'm not saying you could have given it to Pulisic for a couple of goals. You could have given it to Kai. If Kai scored maybe another goal and got another assist, he's there. But what's interesting is Mason Mount didn't get a goal. He just got an assist, and he got man of the match.
I think I know why though. I think I need to say something quickly. Like, I think the only thing that really annoys us sometimes is because Mount is English, and we have English commentators sometimes, and they won't. What I'm saying, if Havertz was English, and he did that, he would have got man of the match. I don't know what it is, but even Pulisic deserved to get man of the match. He hasn't played.
I think Pulisic is crap.
But Mount was good.
But Alex, they all, you know what it is? They all faded out the second half, right? And because they faded out, if you take Mount out of that, you will concede more than one goal. I guarantee it.
Do you think it's got to the point with Mason Mount that it's like he's a starter, but if he isn't starting, we actually lose something? Like, do you think it's got to that point?
Yeah, 100%.
Is
he important to this?
Yes,
is he integral to this?
He's pivotal. He's pivotal. Yeah, he's pivotal. And Tuchel's proving that. Really, you would argue Mount doesn't need to play the full game. and we want him fresh for Porto, but he's probably going to pay him for Porto anyway.
Yeah,
as well, and that's credit to him. Whereas Havertz, the last game, he sort of rested him, didn't he? So
yeah.
I kind of, or he took him off early, should I say? I feel like Havertz with Mount works. Pulisic is the final piece for me, in the sense that when he's fit and he's playing like he does today, he's that only player that you see on the far post that literally smashes it in, or is there. He adds you trickery, What I'm saying is the front line with you got Mount for your durability. He's got an assist and a goal in him from outside the box. He's got great link-up play, and he gives you defensive ethic. You got Havertz, who is so ice cold in front of goal, like with the first goal. Could have had the unbelievable second goal, which would be goal of the season. Got great link-up play. Great composure, and then you've got Pulisic, who's got all the trickery, all the movement. You just sort of let him free roam, and he's got quite instinctive. And there's a nice balance, and they're all different sized players, and they all work well in different ways. So they've all got minerals.
John, you know what I would say also? I think the reason why I think Mount he might not be getting appreciated from some part of the fan base, but the reason why I think he's appreciated from Lampard, Southgate, even Thomas Tuchel, is that besides his raw talent, he can do a lot of jobs within a game. He can retain the ball. He's good on the ball. He does a lot more things than one player can do on a pitch, and he does 2-3 jobs in one game.
He's versatile.
That's the thing. I think why all these kind of pundits all adore him. That
the one thing I will say very quickly is, to be fair to Johnny, he has been consistent with this Mason Mount thing since day dot, and there's a lot of people out there that have thrown they've just the Davids, for example, just thrown Mason Mount in the mud and said that he's not going to be integral. Tuchel will come in, he'll get dropped, he won't be played.
By the way, Valve the one who triggered the fireworks, so. Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, there you go. Do you know what I mean? And for me, it's to be fair to Johnny, he's right up to now. He's got it right. Mason Mount is as good as Johnny has been talking him up since day dot.
And look at the goal he scored against Porto. You've got to. He's got his all-round game is there. It's all there. It's just you all were blind to see it.
I think. Well, I said
he can improve.
Go win the surfer.
I think this argument about Mason Mount is ridiculous, and I've always listened. I do it for banter and Johnny, you know what? If anyone says anything about Mount anymore, mate, you don't even need to react to them to defend him, because he's just showing on the pitch what he's doing. Yeah. You can just go to him, just look at the pitch. Today, I do give him my man of the match. I give him the same rating as Kai, but if Kai had scored that goal when he lipped over the defender, there's no doubt he would have been man of the match.
Oh that goal was that was Bergkamp-esque.
Yeah, but
I
tell you why I give Mount my man of the match. Mount is all over this game. All right, he could have actually had 2 or 3 assists if they'd actually got the shooting boots on. But just his presence on this team, he is key to this team, present and future. And without him, we do not look the same. Okay, and now he's doing what all you Mount doubters wanted. So don't move the goalpost now, because he is doing what he's doing, and he's having games now where the average thing can give him is like 7.5 or 8. But today, he's my man of the match. He's 8.5. He'll have the same score as Kai Havertz, but for me, he just had a bit more all-round game, and even like Johnny, he ended up in a double pivot with Kante.
I got some criticism from
that
Mount.
Shows his trust also.
Oh, wait a sec. Go on, Connor. I want to hear this.
So I've got some criticism, and I only offer it from the point that I've always been a calm and collected and trying to get the best of the player. And my only criticism is there's 2 things he's lacking that would make him like Lampard-esque level. And it's 1, his leadership, and 2, his creativity in the final third. When it comes, look, let me explain myself, because there's an explanation that goes to it. And I don't think he's man of the match, but I think he was our second best player on the pitch. When he goes to that same spot where he gets that turn, like his dad has been telling him, like Tuchel has been telling him, he just got caught in the link up with Cho just a little bit too many times. And I think that if he could scan more and look to the middle where Kai's running, Pulisic is running, we get kind of caught in that same kind of mentality of like 1-2 with Mount, Cho, cross in, 1-2, Mount, cross it in, 1-2, Mount, like turn, dribble. Like if before we get to the edge of the box and we make that pass to cross, if he could look one more, because he has the ability to turn off defenders like no one in Chelsea has, that would be one more tool in his toolbox that would just – there'd be no reason to even discuss whether or not Mount should, for the next seasons to come, be a starter. That's my only criticism.
He will, Connor. He's going to get that.
No. I know. He's young. Yeah. I just think that's if I were to criticize Mount, someone said, "Hey, we're all buying Mount a car and we're all trying to take him on a date, but you need to, diss him." I would say, look, if there's something I could criticize for him, it would just be his bilateral across the pitch passing. And sometimes he doesn't always have to get in that spot where he likes to turn, where he scored from Porto last season. If he could expand his passing game in and out of the formation to the middle of the pitch, he would just be – he'd probably be the best player on the team.
He's only 22, and imagine, maybe he's not still amazingly composed on the ball in some scenarios, but, he's only 22. And the thing is, the reason why I see Mount – the reason why I see Mount achieving huge, massive things in the next couple of years, because he's got the mentality for it. And he's that kind of player that's going to improve and improve and improve because the type of person and character he is. That's why I'm so excited. Yeah. And I want to see Mount when he's 25, 26. I think we have a real.
Well, the only thing I would say with it is the only thing I would be a little bit worried with Mason, and I hope it never gets to that point in his career. If you remember Wayne Rooney when he first came to Man United, started at a young age, and then he sort of fizzed out at the age of 26, 27. So he actually hit his heights at a very young age. I don't want that to be the same with Mason Mount. I'm hoping that he'll be able to carry out the levels of performances that he is now, which is hitting so high for such a young age, but at a later age. And don't get me wrong, there's room for improvement for him in his game. And if he can get to that peak level and continue that peak level throughout his career consistently, then
even injuries, Jem. We don't want to burn him out. Yeah. We don't want to
burning out. It's a massive thing. Rooney was burnt out. That's why Rooney was dead at 27.
His minutes this week are so important. We got Porto and then we got the semi-final against City.
Yeah. So I would have subbed him out just for Porto. He's that critical. I think.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he kept him on.
But it showed. The thing is, I think Tuchel trusts him. He trusts Mount to go into that double pivot with Kante. He knew that Kovacic was tired, and he had to rest him. So he's got trust in Mount.
I think he trusts his fitness too.
Yeah, and he's versatile. That's the thing. That's the reason why Mount is such a good player. He's also versatile.
People were saying. Mona just said Johnny Bombing coming. Get the fortresses ready. Velves just wanted to come in. He was requesting to come in because obviously Johnny's here and he wants to say what he's got to say. Johnny, are you ready, mate? Is your bomb ready?
Yeah, he wants to get on the Johnny train. Come on.
He wants to get on the Johnny train, bro. Velve,
first class ticket.
Being a Liverpool fan, all right, you won today. It's like you've got got a bit gassed again.
Hold up, I'm gonna go get ready.
But come on, Velve, tell me, what is it you wanted to say?
Bro, how did the English navigator get man of the match? What are you on about?
What do you mean, how did he get man of the match?
Bro, how was he man of the match? Pulisic was way better than that English average player.
He's not average. He's not average. I don't know what you. I don't think you watch football, man. I really don't.
I do. I don't do anything special.
You don't. He doesn't do anything special.
He ain't even special, bro.
Do you know what it is? Did you watch that Porto game? If you watch football, did you watch it?
Yeah, he did a Lallardo turn. Lallardo does it week in, week out.
Lallardo, no, that's a lovely Cruyff turn, and that's a lovely finish. I don't know what you're watching, man.
It was rubbish.
It doesn't matter. No, he didn't let in. What, like Alisson does every week?
Well, talk about
Alisson, the 68 million pound goalie who was first class last year. And then, this year, it's like this year he's letting goals in for fun, bro.
Bro, you spent 70 million on a T-Rex.
He's a fraud, bro. He's a fraud.
He spent 70 million on the worst Spanish goalkeeper in history.
Have you seen 40 Towers? Are you old enough to know 40 Towers?
You won't know that, Johnny.
He won't know that, will he? Nah.
Bro,
nah. He hasn't watched football long enough.
Listen, you overhype Mason Mount, yeah?
He's not overhyped, mate. He's clear as day, man.
Yes,
He's clear as day, son.
If he starts for England, we ain't getting past the group stage of the Euros. And that's fact.
Yeah. Who are you going to put in? Maddison, who's made the glass, yeah? He's not even going to make the squad because he's going to be injured. Grealish is injured.
Naby Keita,
yeah.
Just as one.
Naby Keita is. What are you talking about, Naby Keita? What are you talking about? Comparing to Naby Keita?
He's the English Naby Keita, does skills.
What are you talking about? What skills does Keita do, bro?
Man got 4 assists.
What skills is Keita?
Naby Keita, he doesn't even
doesn't play.
He gets injured on a plane. He got injured on a plane.
He's worse injuries than Pulisic.
Listen, if you're going to come and start, if you're going to join on the Johnny train, bruv, you got to come with minerals, mate. Not flipping dust, bruv. You're scraping dust from the room.
Lingard should start over him in the England squad.
Well, we've already discussed that. I've already discussed that with Indiana, mate. That's been cleared up. You know what I mean? That's just waffle, mate. Absolute waffle.
Bro, Eze has similar stats.
Put your bacon and eggs on it, man, and eat it because it's a load of shite.
Well, did you just say Eze's got similar stats to Mason Mount? Did I just hear you say that?
He's awful.
Absolute bollocks.
And did you say also Mason Mount is overrated though?
Yeah, Mason Mount is overrated. Like Johnny thinks that's better than Paul Scholes, man. What is this on? What are you on about?
Well, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, Rio Ferdinand have all signed it off, son. They've all seen it on the Instagram, mate. And I got the proof. Go on my Twitter and watch it, bro.
Rio Ferdinand
it's signed off, bruv, by Scholes himself. He's seen it 3 times. He watched all of them, bruv. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, again, compared to this average English Naby Keita.
He's not average, bruv.
Naby Keita can't even complete a first half. So how is he Naby Keita?
Naby Keita, does he even play for Liverpool? I haven't seen him all season.
I don't know. I think he's on a pay-per-play contract.
Oh, he's on the injury list. That was it. Is he in the medical centre?
Johnny, he's on the injury list on permanent marker. That's what he's on.
Valve, you have got some neck to come in here with a one.
He's got some flamenco neck,
and talk about and compare your Liverpool midfielders that are absolutely shit to
he's a giraffe.
What's going on here?
Boy, how is Mount better than Fabinho, fam? No, I'm not having that.
Bro, they're not even the same positions, man. What are you talking about?
They're not the same player, man. He's got quiet.
Listen, I'll tell you what. You know, like Eminem says, go home, trash up what you've written,
I'm here
put it in the bin. Put it in the bin, fam, bro. Go home, write some proper facts, and then come back. Then come back to me.
Might as well not get into the plane.
Listen, when he's playing, when he's guaranteed to play every Euro game, we can talk. All right, fam.
Like a headless chicken.
All right, fam. Yeah.
He's better than Henderson.
Velv, I've got a question for you, man.
Henderson's not even.
You're saying Mason Mount's overrated. Who are you saying gets in front of him in the England team? Like, who are you putting in front?
James Maddison.
Oh, shut up.
Is that it?
Madison's on crutches at the minute. Where are you going?
I would rather put Grealish there, but I think Grealish is better on the left.
Grealish will play up the top. Yeah, he'll play up the top. Mount can play anywhere on the pitch, bruv. He's that good because he's versatile. Have you heard of the word versatile?
Yeah, I heard of versatile.
Yeah. There you go. That's Mason Mount. There you go.
Liverpool don't have any versatile players. So
they don't. They're all one-dimensional.
What do you mean? Fabinho's versatile. What do you want about?
To be fair, Felvish wanted to say Curtis Jones better than Mason Mount earlier.
What?
Curtis Jones? Crying out loud.
Bro, he has literally more goal contributions than him this season.
Curtis Jones isn't better than Phil Jones, mate. Curtis Jones is better than Phil Jones.
This is getting stupid now, right? I need to move on because there's other players.
It's laughable, man. It's laughable, man. Yeah. He's a typical dipper. That's what I call him, dippers. He's a typical dipper. Comes in here. You come in here, bruv. You come in here. Listen, you come in here on a Chelsea stream, yeah, because you've got the big I am that Trent, the biggest flop this season. who Reese's levels above, bruv. You've come and scored the
Bro,
last minute
the
winner,
Portuguese
and all of a sudden
get
your
up for
dippers
a
are out of the
change,
bin. You brought your bollocks out to come and tell me that Mason Mount is average and compare him to
average,
Madison, bruv. Get out of here.
average.
Cut your
Madison's
stream,
still
bruv,
top
and get out of here.
Mount-
Go back
Mount
up,
is
North, son.
overrated, man.
You're not
Mount is
welcome here.
overrated.
You're not welcome here, man.
Bro, we ain't getting past the Euro.
Go home, scribble
I'm
some
already
other
at home,
shit
mate.
down.
Try
Yeah,
again, mate.
go home into your little
La,
room.
la, 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 la,
All
la,
right.
la, la,
Tell
I'm
your
worried
mum and
about home,
dad.
man.
Tell your mum and dad. Yeah. Tell your mum and
about
dad.
home,
I've
mate.
got done at school today. I failed
Yeah?
my
How
exam.
about uni, mate?
I failed.
Sorry, man.
I failed my exams at uni because I said Mason Mount's average and he's not. He's
Yeah, 'cause
world
he is
class.
average, mate.
Now,
Fucking average,
fuck
man.
off. Fuck off out of here
Bro, he
and
is
have a
average.
lovely evening, son. All right.
He's average, man.
Anyway, Mustafa's now called. I think they're all getting a bit of balls here, Johnny. Mustafa's now. Don't make me come on. I'll put the link in the chat. You're
Hang
on.
on. Come on, Mustafa. Show
I'm
your
doing
bollocks.
Let's just quickly move on to one player that I know that is. You got Johnny, who's the Mason Mount protector, and then when it comes to this player, I think he serves the same passion as well for this guy, Christian Pulisic. Connor, tell me. What are you saying,
bro? The haters, bro. Oh my God! I sat on this lovely channel, which, by the way, if you're watching right now, like, subscribe to GNA TV right now. Go on Twitter, follow the socials. All these men, Johnny, Silver Surfer, get on there, follow these guys. But I came on here and I picked up Captain America's shield because I knew us Americans were linked. I knew it was coming. I knew it. And I'm just letting you know, there were some big names out there dogging on my man that has done nothing but put the crest on his chest for the team. And he comes out, gets a goal on international duty, gets a goal on West Brom, prevents the injury on his own, feels his hammy given out, and then he comes in and puts a shift in for Chelsea, which, by the way, the English people, they saw Mason Mount. He had a great game. Kai had a decent game, fluffed his lines a couple times, but Pulisic comes in, does the dirty work, and goes home. That's your good blue-collar worker right there, right? And I'm letting you know right now, I've got tweets. I've got tweets saved. I don't forget. I remember everything everyone says about Pulisic. I've got tweets. I have a great memory. And there are people that I respect as football, content creators. But there are certain ones that I won't name that specifically tweeted out that when he got injured a couple weeks back, that they wanted him to leave. He needs to be sold. He's not good anymore. He's too injury prone to ever get back into his form. They said that the startup Pulisic was a spark in the pan, that will never happen again. And he's coming into form, and he's proving them wrong. He's bagging in goals. He's fitting in great with the chemistry with Kai and Mount, and he's dribbling through players. I could go crazy, but I just can't believe that people thought that he didn't have the quality or the class to be a good player.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's never been about that.
It's not the quality. 1 second before we move on with this Pulisic stuff. I've got one more guy that wants to come on and talk to Johnny. Mustafa.
Oh man, where's my helmet?
I got to be quick here because I've got to jump off to. I got to shoot. Yeah. Come on then. Let's have it. Let's have a United fan. Come on. Giving it all the big one. Let's have it.
Mustafa, you going to speak? I can't hear you, bro. We can't hear you.
He doesn't have a working mic. He's got to go.
Come on, mate.
Mount is overrated.
Is he coming? Oh.
Come
back in, Mustafa. We can't hear you. You're not muted.
He's bottled it.
Go out and come back in, mate. Go out and come back in.
Bottle job.
You bottled it. You bottled it before you started it.
Bottled it.
What's going on?
Bottled it.
All right, Jem, can I land real quick? On a real rating for Pulisic, I think he had a great game. He got 2 goals. That first goal off the somehow half volley flick. If that would have gone in, I would have broke my brand new smart TV, dude. I would have probably thrown my helmet through a wall. But to be honest with you, man, great game. He created the industry that Mason Mount couldn't create on the left-hand side because he was too busy creating on the right. Really chauffeured the ball and pushed it forward on the left-hand side. Chilwell, again, I don't know what's going on between him and Chilwell. They need to go on a date, but a lot of forward balls weren't played to him through Chilwell. But overall, great game, 2 good goals. And a confident Pulisic, in my opinion, starts over out-of-form Werner on the left
Mason
every
Mount.
day.
All right, I think you start over Mason Mount, but
No, Werner.
Connor, for me, Pulisic today, he was man of the match for me, man.
Yeah, he was for me too.
Today he was literally just ringing players
I'm gonna have to
around.
shoot, Jem, boy.
He was to me, man.
Good, Johnny. Thanks, bro.
Pleasure, man. Yeah. Sorry, I got to go, man. Big
Johnny!
up, lads. Big up.
But yeah, Connor, for me, Pulisic today he was my man of the match. I think he was doing everything right, dribbling, passing. He was being aggressive off the ball, and he got the vital goals. Like we needed that second goal to try almost to start killing the game off. What a goal it was! And then even to get the fingers of Pulisic, I think if he doesn't get injured, if he keeps performing, we all know the talent that he is. We all know he's so talented, and so it's just like let's just hope that he continue this form until the end of the season, because we need players at the moment. We need players on form.
I agree with what you said, and then the thing is too is that you can tell what people, and I know this word gets thrown around a lot. I don't think anybody has a legit agenda with him, but you can tell which fans or watchers don't want to see him succeed, because when he came off against West Brom and he was coming into form, having just scored goals, scored on international duty, captained his national team, with a goal and assist. When he comes off to protect his fitness, and people say, "Oh, well, now he's not playing. He's coming off at halftime because of his fitness." No, that's the same way certain players are subbed for minutes to protect their fitness. That's the reason why Conte gets limited minutes, at the end of games. And then now, look, you're seeing a benefit from that, which is more confidence, more goals, and I think he had a great game. Sorry, but
I hear that. With the Surfer, do you agree?
Yeah, for me, it's never about talent with Pulisic. It's just his injuries and fitness really affect him. If he goes on now without breaking any injuries and scoring, that is a massive, especially in the late stage of this season, that is a massive boost for Chelsea that they didn't have 5 or 6 weeks ago, going into the last stage of the season. He has to be Tuchel has to manage him particularly well this last few games. So for me, he had a great game today. He obviously loves playing Palace. I mean, that goal was nearly similar to the one he scored at the back end of last season in the same kit as well. So I don't think he'll start Tuesday. I think Werner. I don't want him to, but I think Werner comes back in on Tuesday, and I think Pulisic drops to the bench. But I can see Pulisic starting the semi-final against City, because I think he will. Like I said, it's like having if he's injury free, it's like having a new signing at the end of end of the season. He was excellent today as well. He took his 2 goals very well.
Yeah, I hear that. Fada, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, I just think Pulisic has been one of the players that underappreciated by so many fan base this season. We all know the long history of his injury since last year's FA Cup final. But again, Tuchel trying to ease him in. I just think this game has come to a perfect timing for him to play Pulisic. And not only the fact that Pulisic has a good track record at Crystalpalace. Last season scored 2 goals, and I think last season 3 goals in total last season. And today is just unbelievable for me. Like arguably one of the men of the match alongside Kai Havertz.
And does more than Werner on that left hand side as well at the moment. He's doing more than Werner.
No comment on that Werner thing.
Yeah, I hear that. Blue. My guy Blue Ice is here, isn't he? I think Blue Ice.
Oh my God!
Oh
my God, Mr. Blue.
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you?
You thought Johnny dropped the bomb.
Good to have you back. Good to have you back, my man.
Thank you. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, in a good mood, mate. After that performance,
Yes.
Probably for me our best performance under Tuchel so far, especially in the first half. We was playing some mesmerising football, but mate. What was your thoughts, and tell us about Christian Pulisic's performance as well for you.
Sure. I exactly echo your sentiment there, Jem. I thought it was a fantastic game. My man of the match, just to kick off, none other than Mason Mount. Man, and I don't even know where to start. Sorry. I know you guys have killed this dead horse, but a lot of people forget that this kid is on the come up. He hasn't arrived yet. And he's putting up these kind of performances. Like, coaches can't drop this kid. Like, what else do people want?
Yeah.
Even he had to play in the foxhole today. For some weird reason, he had to play. Sorry? Yeah, he had to play in the foxhole today.
Yeah.
Why? What? I mean, this kid is. I don't know. I don't even know where to start. But I think right now in world football, in that space, in that position, and at that age, if you count 3 midfielders and Mason Mount is not in there, you gotta be blind.
Yeah.
But that's on that's on the side. He's on the come up. He hasn't arrived. He's not a finished product yet. So for people looking for leadership, people looking for finished touches, these are resources that will come in the future. I mean, if a kid is giving a coach headaches, you got to respect that kid. And that's why, and this drives me into my next point. Cho is not giving coaches headaches. And that's why he might end up being surplus to requirements. Yeah. They've tried him in the wing-back role. They've tried him in the forward role. And anyways, that's by the way. Pulisic, I thought he had a fantastic game today, but like Winter Surfer was saying, sustainability. If he can stay fit, he's like a new player all over again. Yeah. He knows how to drive the ball. He knows how to make that final pass. He's got pace, which is what we need right now. Yeah. So, yeah, he had a fantastic game. If he can keep himself together, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
I thought he's clinical also. He's clinical.
Exactly.
He is. But the thing is with Christian Pulisic, right? It's more to do with because he's had more injuries than birthdays. Let's be serious, right? Because he's had so many injuries.
I'm just going to shoot off, Jim.
I think
thanks for having me on.
See you later with the 7th.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah. The reason I think he gets criticised a lot by Chelsea fans is just his injuries. If he could keep fit consistently throughout a season, you would see that Christian Pulisic would probably become, for me, one of the most important players in the Chelsea squad by far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's got something that I haven't seen since Eden Hazard. Like, he'll get the ball, he'll drive, he can score goals, he can be the game changer, he can open play. He's a huge talent, but because his injuries always, he's so injury prone that
fragile.
You have a really good game, and then he's gone for like 3 weeks, and you're just like, then what? And that's the problem, and that's why I think Chelsea fans get frustrated. It's not that they don't know that he's got the quality, because we know he's got the quality. It's just that we don't get to see the best of Christian Pulisic. Does that make sense?
No, because absolutely.
One thing I'd like to add though that a lot of people. Most fans don't see, and I think some of us here know, is a preseason, especially after this season, is so valuable to players because, Christian Pulisic, Ziyech kind of had some trouble with injuries. Conte, a strong preseason with Chelsea, who I don't know if most people know, Chelsea has one of the best medical teams and one of the best medical staffs in Europe. And so it's not hard. And that was one of the talks about some of the deeper articles when Christian first came to Chelsea but he didn't have that preseason because of COVID. When he comes into Chelsea, can they fix his injuries? Can they put him on a regimen over the summer? Can they put him on some sort of plan to strengthen him? And for me, if I'm Chelsea, he has the quality and attributes. If I'm Chelsea and you're going to have him for at least one more season, whether he flops or not, whether you sell him or not, you for sure have him for one more season. For me, this preseason, that's my goal with Christian when you outline what each player is going to be working on. Christian's fitness, his strength, and his resiliency needs to be key for Chelsea's medical team because they've turned players around before. They've improved players before, and I think he can improve as well.
I think Iron Robin is a good example, because I remember when I was growing up, like Iron Robin, he was a good player. He was such a good player, but he always had those injuries, and then he left, and then after, he kind of he started taking care of his fitness. He changed his ways about Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, and he actually he didn't really get injured that much. So you know what I mean? If there's a way that they can find a way of how to not maybe get injured, or if he gets groin injuries, work on that particular muscle in a particular way, and then maybe you don't get as many injuries. So I think there's ways around it to try and figure things out.
101%. You're right there, bro. I'll give you that, Alex. Gio's here as well.
Oh, what's good, Jan? What's going on, boss?
Not bad, man.
Long time no talk. And long time no talk, Jim. Just been busy with work and stuff like that. But oh man, I don't know, man. Mason Mount looking good, dude. He has everything to be great. I mean, I don't know why people shit on him. I'm going back to to being like Chelsea, y'all spoiled, man. Yeah, I got young players, young youth players, and then you guys are buying players. I mean, just appreciate what you have. Cause look, y'all didn't appreciate Tomori. Now he's killing over here in Italy, and that's how it is, man.
Yeah, and it's I agree. I mean, look, I think I know you're coming in. We talk about Tomori quite a lot, and I don't want to talk about Tomori at the moment. But I honestly think at the moment he probably won't come back to Chelsea, only purely because the defenders that we currently got at the moment are actually performing to a certain level. So for me, it's like, why bring Tomori back when you've got people actually playing well under Tuchel? It's not like, I think we do need to still sign a solid leader in terms of a centre back. So don't get me wrong. I think we might go out and buy the next big centre back in our eyes that we think is going to be like the future, if that makes sense. But I don't think it'll be Tomori, and I think you'll probably see that AC Milan will keep him in the long run. So
if AC Milan said we want to keep him, it might sound crazy, but we would get a lot of money from that kind of fee.
Yeah.
And meaning that we should have used that money to strengthen the key area that needs strengthening, especially in the pivot in the midfield. I don't think Kante can play to a longer time.
Or Jorginho.
Or Kovacic.
Kovacic, I think he has room to develop.
In short term,
Kovacic develop at 27, 28?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think we just need a DM, proper DM.
Kovacic doesn't need major, 21, 22 major development, but I think that, it's not like he's a fish out of water. He can, the system he's been playing in for a while is going to stay the same, most likely. I mean, and, he's going to want someone to it's hard to do a complete change of the guard, because if we take out Conte, Jorginho, Kovacic, and then we just swap for more midfielders, like maybe Billy gets more time next season and we bring a guy in, you're going to want that kind of guy that's been there.
Let me ask you a question then. Minus the what is it called? The trade ban last season. Let's say we never had that ban. Do you think we keep Kovacic or we send him back to Madrid?
I think we keep him.
Well, I think we would keep him.
I think we keep him.
You think about it again.
Why not? Why don't we
don't. No, I think he's gone. I think he would have been gone. He would have been gone back, man. Because we kept him because we just never had any options. We couldn't buy. We couldn't go out to get that support
I
cast.
don't agree, man. I think he was a good player. I think he played well.
I think
that's why they kept him.
Yeah,
I think he's doing well right now. Like in big games, UCL quarterfinals,
Well, the thing about Kovacic, I get it. I hear it. I was very excited when we got him for 40 mil. I'm one of his biggest fans, but I just find, anyways, I'm tired of critiquing Kovacic because he's doing great. I just find he's missing that. Sorry?
Inconsistent in the final third.
Thank you. No finished product. And there's something else we're lacking is the assist before the assist. We don't have those kind of midfielders anymore. Being able to put a ball in a very dangerous area so that it activates folks like Mount, folks like Kai. He's always playing safe. He's always playing safe.
Can I ask you a question that may seem a little redundant? And listen, people scrutinize me for this all the time, but soccer is not as easy as people think. Do you think it may be because in this season and again, these are not excuses for a player's lack of ability, but we've had multiple managers, multiple formation change, multiple player, 11. I think Tuchel before West Brom had 83 changes so far to his starting 11. You have COVID, you have no preseason. You know what I'm saying? There are things that I think affect that. I think that if Kovacic has a preseason, plays.
You haven't asked the question. What's the question?
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Do you think these things affect that? All these factors play in?
Yes. Well, obviously that affects every player in the world. But what I'm saying is, as a $40 million midfielder who came from Real Madrid, there's certain subtle qualities that you don't need to be taught. That you don't need a teacher. You don't need a coach to say do this. So when, for example, against West Brom, he was man of the match. But guess what? How much recycling of that ball did he do? How much end products did you see with all the ball possession he had? Zero.
I think so. I think that
hold on. No, hold on. The thing is, if you watch that game against West Brom, he looked so good because he had the ball all the time. His anti-press qualities are second to none. No one can compete with that. However, it's not about the anti-press. It's about, okay, what else do you do with the ball? Kovacic would rather take the ball, play safe, give it to Jorginho, or kick it back to Chilwell, or bring it back home, which is great because
he does dribble.
I don't think we're watching the same game.
Once in a while. It's once in a while. If you compare Kovacic, and I know this is probably a wrong comparison, but compare Kovacic to what's this kid's name that plays for Leicester, that plays close to Wilfred Ndidi, the guy that plays Tielemans. If you compare, if you just look at Tielemans is not the best player in the world. He's, some people argue he's average, but if you look at what that kid does, he does more. Like he tries to run less and let the ball do the running for him. That's what I think Kovacic needs to add to his game. If that makes sense.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I think Kovacic's overall game is unique in when he has the ball because he's not a playmaker like that. He can drive with the ball. He can suck opposition midfielders towards him, and he creates space a bit like Christian Pulisic does when he gets the ball and he's very direct with his driving. Pulisic does the same. It's just that not Pulisic. I'm talking about Kovacic does the same, but the thing that lets Kovacic down every fucking time is that last ball. When someone's making a run, he always overplays it, underplays it, or he just misses that. If he could sort that out of his game, he for me would be the complete midfielder.
Yeah, I agree.
You can do it all.
And trust me, that is why I really don't think he has a commanding spot in the first 11 next season. He's either on the bench or maybe on his way out. And I know it's harsh.
You know why?
I know it's harsh. I know it's harsh.
If Kovacic was the guy who's playing as a double pivot, and we had 4 players up front, we had that one player that I think we need to go and get in the market that would do that job like a Bruno Fernandes or Kevin De Bruyne, where he plays those killer passes. Then Kovacic wouldn't have to do that. The problem, we're relying on Jorginho and Kovacic so much because our front 4 attackers are not doing the business at the moment.
But that's true.
I totally agree with you. I think Kovacic needs to improve that in his game, but to be honest with me, I think he's not that kind of player to do that.
You know what you're missing. You know what you're missing, right? You're missing the fact that you're trying to. You're looking at it based on every player has his own niche, which is fine. But there comes a time when to be a big player, you got to be able to do one or two little things to make you better than the rest. And Kovacic right now, no one can win the ball in the team more than he does. So what else do you think? What else do you think he needs to do now to rise to the occasion? It's to put that ball.
I'll give you it, yeah. Be consistent. Sorry? Be consistent in his performances. Number one, because I think he can. Number two, sometimes I feel like he goes into a bit of a deja vu. If you like,
there you go.
Game, like he's positioning sometimes. He can just be lazy, and it's his own mental fault, if that makes sense, because he's in the wrong position sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
he gets drunk. He gets drunk on his possession. That's the thing. He gets drunk on his ball possession. That's what happens. Listen, if we pick up a guy like what's his name, and I know people don't like it, but he's one of my favorite up and coming CDMs right now in Declan Rice. Declan Rice. If we pick up a kid like Declan Rice, I know you guys have different names for him, but man, that kid can play ball. If we pick up a kid like Declan Rice, Jorginho better put in his request form that he wants to leave.
Hey, so because here's a question: do we genuinely will get Declan Rice? Honestly,
I don't know. I'm just. This is just. This is me dreaming. This is me dreaming. I'm not saying he's coming. This is me dreaming.
Will stay at West Ham because they're going to get Champions League football. If West Ham's possibly getting Champions League football,
like I said, I'm dreaming. I'm just dreaming because Declan Rice does. You know one thing, Declan Rice. Let me get my comparison for Declan Rice and Jorginho. He does almost the same thing like Kovacic, but he passes the ball instead of dribbling the ball.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
You understand? He would rather pass the ball.
I think that we're being too harsh on Kovacic, man. Like, I don't think I think the way he's being instructed right now, especially after you saw Thomas Tuchel almost blow his head off after Christensen played those 3 long balls. You know Tuchel's game is possession-based defense and possession-based attacking. I think Kovacic fits well into the system. And I think that next season, if a midfielder is bought, I think that midfielder and Kovacic are starting next season in the midfield.
I think Kovacic is an integral part for me.
And he has great ball retention compared to most midfielders. He is
true.
What's wrong? I personally think from a safety aspect, if you could bring the ball into the final third rather than risk a pass or a pass
you see
behind the line, I prefer that over. I prefer that.
I agree. I think out of the midfield, I think if you bring in a world-class midfielder, the midfielder that's most likely going to leave is Jorginho, because Kovacic works in the Tuchel system.
Yeah.
But
I also have to say this. I will say this. You're right. Kovacic is not Pele. Kovacic isn't Modric or Toni Kroos. He's not. Nobody here expects him to make those crazy balls. If he adds it to his game, he'll be a world-class midfielder. Great. Yeah. But what he does now in the system works, and I think he's performing well. And
it does. I don't think it works because we're lacking in goals. We're still not scoring a lot of goals.
2-0, 4-1.
Well, no. But I'm saying. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying that's not a Kovacic problem. That's
you're right. But again, remember, Jem. Remember, I said we're not getting a lot of assists before the assist. We're not getting those passes that actually will engage.
No, I agree.
We're not from deep. We need passes from deep that will engage the front 3. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be.
No, you're right. You're right. But it's not just Kovacic. Jorginho's the same. Kante can't make that pass because it's not his games. We know he's not going to distribute the ball.
The reason I say.
So
I think the best thing for N'Golo Kante, in my opinion, and people might laugh at this, I want to see N'Golo Kante back at Leicester City now. I want to see him playing first-team football in the Leicester City midfield with Tielemans, with Ndidi, with Chowdhury to compete with.
For him, though. Aaron.
I see that as a backward move. I see that going back to his roots and helping Leicester City win silverware, because I think Leicester City built the foundations of that 5,000-1 title-winning squad with the likes of Conte, Mahrez, Vardy, Schmeichel, Wes Morgan, players like that help build the roots. They're moving forward, and I think that's the reason why Leicester have sort of slacked off the title in the last few years. It's because they didn't properly replace those title-winning players that had left, like your Mahrez's and your Contes, and they've finally got the players like your Drinkwaters, and Harvey Barnes has come up through the ranks. I'd like to see N'Golo Kante now add that title-winning experience just to give Leicester that extra push towards the top 2.
I get that. Guys, I just want to get, because we're on the last player, I've not even been spoke about him yet. Kai Havertz today. So I want to talk about his performance quickly. Before you do that, please, people, smash the like button and please subscribe if you're new here. We're nearly getting monetized, man. We're nearly there. Once we get monetized, things are going to go big for GNA. So we're nearly there.
Yeah, great to be on the stream today.
Really love it. Like and subscribe right now.
Yeah,
like and subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz, was he... For me, he was man of the match in my eyes. This is my personal opinion. I thought he was very good. I thought we saw today the actual Kai Havertz that was playing in Germany. He touched on the ball, his balance, calmness,
composure.
The only thing that let him down today, the only thing that let him down today was that he should have scored more when he was in front of goal. He had some good opportunities in front of goal. But the reason I'm not too pissed off with that is because he's still got 20. How old is he? 21, 22?
20,
he's still got
20
implement that in his game. We know he can score goals because he's done it in Germany. So it was just his overall game was just awesome, and he runs into spaces so well. I don't know if you guys notice it. His movement is what I criticised Tammy about, because Tammy should be doing what he does in terms of movement, but Tammy would rather go to the ball. And this is why I don't care if Tammy gets sold tomorrow, because I don't think we need it.
Kai Havertz, I give that guy my man of the match for that game. I give him a 9 out of 10. He's doing more than the whole Donny Rovers squad at the minute. And, I think Havertz is doing a wonderful job. He's doing a wonderful job. He's putting Donny Rovers' squad. He's putting my Donny team to shame, every single player. But no, Havertz is just wonderful.
He's wonderful. Sorry. Who are you talking about?
Havertz.
Oh,
Havertz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is his name Havertz? Is that the right pronunciation?
I pronounce it as Havertz.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But yeah, Havertz puts my entire Donny Rovers team to shame because he's just he was my man of the match. He was zipping all over the place. He was doing the dirty. I think Kai Havertz,
didn't he? As well, it was beautiful that little flick over.
Yeah. I think
in the bottom corner, man. That would have been goal.
I think Havertz is just. I think today's the day he's come alive. Today's the day he woke up in the Premier League.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you feel about Havertz?
I thought Havertz.
I just think again that not only Havertz though, that front three looked really well. And if you compare where we had the front three when Tuchel first came in, it was more to the fact that front three still a little bit shy and timid towards our front goal. And today it's just like everything went really perfect. There was no room for errors. Everyone looks clinical, not only Havertz, but everyone looks clinical in that front three. But do I think that this is going to be our front three going forward? I'm still not sure, but it's a good sign. It's a good headache for Tuchel to think about.
Should he be the false nine? Should he be the fake false striker for the rest of the season? Because I think he plays pretty well. I don't know what you guys think. I think he gives us something we miss.
My opinion on that is I agree with you, Jem, because I think that Kai Havertz. Okay, so it's like a cost and effect, right? Or a pros and cons. I think that what Havertz offers in a false nine as a roaming false nine is better than anything that Giroud and Tammy offer as a sitting striker up top. I think that our team flows a lot more. It creates more free flowing opportunities with a false nine. And I think it's easier to improve someone's clinical finishing than it is to try and teach Tammy and Giroud how to offer more to the team, more around the pitch.
Absolutely agree.
Preach. You're right. Preach.
That's what I think. And for my player rating, I personally am biased. I will admit to it. I think Pulisic should have been man of the match, only because he made more of his opportunities and because Kai's finishing, which he said, I'm not knocking him, absolutely blinder of a performance. That's what my English guys say, blinder of a performance. I think that he doesn't get man of the match just because he had so many opportunities that he missed, and it's okay. Nobody expects him to have Ronaldo level finishing, but Pulisic really came in and made. He worked hard for that second goal. I mean, I kind of thought he was injured for a second. I kind of was like, I saw him do it. So, and Christian's left-footed first goal was just
beautiful.
Out of this world.
Silky. That was silky, like silky Ilkay Gundogan.
Oh man, that guy. Yeah, man. That's
Blue Ice. What do you think, mate?
Oh, I think you couldn't have said it any better, Connor. I thought Kai Havertz was just money. He was cash money. I was really frustrated. He missed the two other chances. It would have been nice, like icing on the cake. But having him as a roving nine, exactly. It opens up, it frees up a lot of spaces in the final third. And I think he works excellently with Christian Pulisic. I think that might be the chemistry that Werner cannot provide at the moment. And it's just. I hope he can sustain it because he did it against Everton and he faded, and then here he is again. So I just hope he can sustain that fluidity and consistency going forward.
Yeah,
I hear that. Yeah. What are you thinking, Alex?
Look, I think, Jem, what you said before is that his movement is so good, man, and his touch, his first touch is so beautiful, man. It's so perfect, and I think he faded out in the game because of our midfield. We if we really coming back, I don't want to come back to the Kovacic thing, but I think if we do find that midfielder who can play those more of those key passes over the top and gets more the link up play of Havertz. We all know Havertz's link up play is so good. Like we saw it today, the amount of times he gets in the right position at the right time. If he just been more clinical, he could have had many more goals today. But his link-up play in those kind of positions is so good. Even that finish, his first goal is so very silky. It's class, man.
He's 20. He's 22, bro. Or no, he's 21.
21.
This is what. Hey, I've got Alex. Go on.
21.
But yeah,
he's 21.
I'll give him an 8.5 for me. I think he was so. I think he was good today. Like I'll give him an 8.5.
Well, this is why I say with Kai Havertz, right? Every player that we signed, and I stuck by it from the beginning of the season, he's the one for me who I think he's generational. Like, you look at him as an individual, he's only for me going to get better. And he's got something about him that you don't see a lot in players. Mesut Ozil had it a long time ago when he was at Real Madrid, where it's like a calmness on the ball, but a balance.
I was just gonna say that.
Glide across the pitch. And in the first 20 minutes of this game today, he was pretty much unplayable. You couldn't get close to him. It wasn't like he was as quick as Timo Werner and you just couldn't catch him. It was because he's balance, he's movement, he knows when to run into certain positions.
Yeah.
When he's got the ball, everything about him is just smooth. He goes in the right. Like, if he's going that way, he will go that way. And
he's smart. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's just a smart player. And
who are some other?
Beautiful.
Who are some other false nines in the league? It's Gundogan, right? Who are some other really notable ones? Was Salah play or Mane?
Kevin De Bruyne.
Firmino is one of the strikers that you could see playing a false nine.
Yeah. I think he's really revolutionizing the false nine game or maybe it's just him specifically, because I feel like as a false nine, he has so much more size to his advantage that if you see the way he took that ball that they played over to him, he just is so much taller than the defender and just controls it and then flicks it over. And if he could stay consistent.
He's so quick. You don't realize how quick he is. He's actually quick for his height.
Yeah, I think with the false nine, I think that the more it develops and the more it keeps working for Tuchel and the more the managers start to use it, I think the more we'll start to see a revolution in that formation and start to see an evolution in that formation in the modern era of football.
Mm-hmm. Because even if teams close down the
false nine,
I only wish
we could use that today. I only wish we could have done that
like Cho and left in and out wingers like Christian and people like Mount that have the ability to go forward and come back. Again, it's all about freeing space. So it's like, what do teams do? Do they cover Mount and allow Pulisic to get into space? Do they cover the wings and then allow Mount and Kai to link up through the middle? Like, I have to say, guys, and I know this isn't something that, like, a talking point we've talked about yet. Tuchel's plan is starting to come together in a faster way than I think we realize, and it's just good to see a experienced manager tactically adapting to every team and creating a very versatile formation. And I think today you could see it. He was talking with usually he's on the edge of the technical area, like coaching and yelling, but he was talking with his coaching staff a lot. And I think that he saw something he really liked today. So, and he said in his press conference that it's hard whenever the press conference for this game, for the preview, that it's hard to change up the starting 11 at the end of a season when you need them to be consistent for multiple games. I think he's finding something that he likes right now, and I don't think we'll see too many changes like recently.
Yeah. No, look.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, and the false nine formation. He's really developed that now. I really wish we could have used that instead of getting slapped by Wigan in a 4-3-3 today. But the false nine formation works. It's clear to see if it works, and we'll see what happens with it. I think that Tuchel's building a really, really strong team here. But if only we use that formation today instead of getting slapped by Wigan.
What's your team?
What's your team? I am the mighty Bottle Jobs Doncaster Rovers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So in a row.
So what happens to Werner? What gentlemen? What do you guys think? What happens to Werner? You think he plays against Porto, or is he? Is this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
This was going to be my next question to you guys before we tie it. I was going to do a debate. I'm actually going to do the debate show tomorrow when I've got the other guys here. We'll do it properly. So what would you do? We've got Porto on Tuesday. We're winning 2-0 quite comfortably. You've seen how we performed today. We've ended up scoring 4 goals without Timo Werner on a blooming pitch, which is, he must be thinking to himself, is it me? Like, am I the problem here? But what would you do going into that game? Because there's what do I say? Does Timo Werner get back in his team against Porto? Do you keep the same team that played today okay to play against Porto, or do you think Tuchel's just going to keep rotating? Because let's be serious, Tuchel seems to rotate a lot anyway. He doesn't ever stick to the same. We don't know our best 11 because Tuchel don't let us know our best 11. He probably knows his best 11, but he knows rotating. So it's
you know what? On Tuesday, I would try Werner as a false 9 attacker. I would try that because Werner playing as an playing Werner as an out forward. It doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't seem like he's getting the shots off. If you develop Werner using all of his attacking qualities in the false 9 roles like a centre forward, maybe play around Werner and utilise him in what's working currently. So that way you're not only revolutionising Werner's play, you're also adapting him into the play, and you're also making him learn more as a striker and as an attacker than you would do if you play the usual way as Werner. He misses loads of chances or he doesn't get the chances fed to him. So I'd like to see Werner maybe utilised in this Tuesday game against Porto. And, I was predicting about Chelsea-Porto, would Chelsea get through that leg? Yes, I predicted they would do. But, there's one important factor I took in, and that's the fact that Porto have won the Champions League every 17 years. And the next year in the timeline and the pattern is 2021. So I knew Porto was going to be a tough challenge because they got a 17-year pattern and the history's on their side. So with Chelsea, it's all about making the second leg more comfortable. And I think Werner adapted into this false 9 role would be a really nice thing to see. And I don't expect to see a lot of big rotations, just a few rests. It's like the big players that are going to start in the league, I'd rest them, but only a few.
Yeah. And the last time we won... Sorry, go ahead.
God bless. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if we're talking about patterns, the last time Chelsea won the Champions League, we beat a Portuguese team at this same stage as well, too. So
exactly.
Don't change
so,
that, please.
No, I'm just saying, if we're talking about patterns, right?
Yeah. But history's on either side, and the scales are even. So let's see which history cancels each other out.
So this is my prediction, Jim. So for me, this is what I'm doing against Porto. Okay, so they don't have their strikers. Last game, we put 2 away goals on them. They're a Portuguese team that I'm pretty sure are not in the domestic cup. That aside from their league, which they should comfortably win, and UCL, they don't really have much going for them. So I think that they're coming from the mindset that they truly are the underdogs in this game, and they're gonna go crazy. And you could see how much they put it to us in the first leg. So here's what I think: if I'm Thomas Tuchel, right, I'm going to be going with a counter-attacking style of play. And I hate to say it, I don't see Werner adding enough to the buildup of Chelsea's counterattack because he doesn't offer the same capabilities that like Pulisic or Havertz does, 1-2ing, bringing the ball, going into open space, driving forward, making a good pass. And Porto, you saw him drive forward and he left the ball behind. And I'm not bagging Timo. I think he needs to recuperate his confidence. But for me, I'm going with the back 3. I think Reece gets to start over Cho for his defensive capabilities. I think that Chilwell is going to be there as well in the left wing back. I think that it should be Christensen, Rudiger, and either Azpi or Thiago Silva. And then I think midfield, it needs to be Conte and Kovacic. And I think it needs to be Mount and then Havertz and Pulisic. That buildup needs to be very good because Porto are going to bum forward. And I think they're going to play with a high line. I don't think they're going to play with a low block because they have everything to lose. I mean, everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Go on, Hassan.
Yeah, I was gonna
say the lineup's good, but I feel like we should rest a few players and keep them on the bench. Like if it's still on aggregate 2-0 to us, I was gonna say we might as well focus on saving our key players for the semi-finals for the FA Cup. But because we have that as well.
When's the FA Cup?
2 days after the second leg. 2 days after.
Oh, so it's after the weekend.
No, Thursday or Friday, one of them days.
Thursday, Friday, isn't it?
Yeah. So the Porto game.
Oh yeah, Porto's 5 points.
Play a second. Team because there's no.
Yeah, Sporting Lisbon guaranteed Champions League for next season.
Porto have got Porto have got their 2 top goal scorers back next game.
Yeah, I know. Porto need to because Porto need to score Porto need to score 3 or 4 goals because with Porto they know we can also score at least 1 goal, so they need to score 3 goals, arguably maybe 4 to go through. So
and right now Chelsea's defense don't look like conceding anything at the minute.
Yeah, so their goal scoring threat that's coming back is not a problem.
Nobody's talking about Hakim Ziyech.
Ziyech doesn't deserve to start.
We probably will.
I see Ziyech maybe getting 15-20 minutes or a full half against Porto if you're comfortable.
I rate Ziyech, but the last time we played Porto, you know that we set up Tuchel's tactics were in that kind of counter-attacking build-up play because we knew that we needed to regain possession back in our final third. I don't think we can contain a Porto offense having to score 3 away goals into their half. I think if we're going to be more defensive set and we're going to build up from the back, and Ziyech is really too fragile, not pacey enough, I think, to compete with like Pulisic, Mount, and Havertz.
I only see Ziyech featuring if and only if you're sort of 3-4, 5-0 up on aggregate. When the tie's done, there's no real comeback on the way. Then you bring Ziyech on and try and, like I said with Werner in the false 9, adapt him into the tactics and see how it works and use like a half-hour spell as a way to experiment with Ziyech.
The reason why I said rest our key players is because we also have 5 substitutes and we could use that to our advantage. Like if it's still
I would personally, I'd use the same team as today, but I would bring out Kovacic for Kante, and I'd play Reece James over Hudson-Odoi.
Kovacic for Kante? Not Jorginho for Kante?
No, because the styles you've got to have a partnership. Kovacic and Kante, yes, they play well versus Atletico, but apart from that game, that could be a fluke. That could be a one-off.
Well, do we want to push Kante in the team though?
I do want Kante to start over Kovacic.
I think Kante be good.
I take out Pulisic. Only faced again. We're 2-0 up. We don't. Say worst comes to worst, and it's a 1-1 draw, or we lose 1-0. It doesn't really matter. We're through anyway. It's the more important game. If Pulisic plays and he gets injured, and all of a sudden you guys are going to be complaining, why did Tuchel play him? You have a if Kante plays and he gets injured, and all of a sudden you have people saying, why did Tuchel play him? Now Jorginho has to play against City and he can't play in a press.
We have to ride. We got to ride on.
What I will say, the last time Kante starts against a high press team, Southampton, Man City, he got battered. So if you want to use Kante in, like
exactly, that's a very good point.
I definitely agree with that, and I sort of
the context in those games he was playing lone DM, and it was Lampard's tactic. So that's context.
I get that, and it's obviously hard to decide because obviously it is a gamble to play a load of first team players in a comfortable situation, even if it's at half time. But we'll see what happens. Jem, I've got to go because I can't wait to watch Man City get beat on Match of the Day. So I'll see you guys. I'll watch your Match of the Day, and then I'm going to go over and watch Donny get battered 4-1 on the highlight reel. So
Leave it to it, mate. Take care of yourself.
Man.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, but for Pulisic, man, I really think we need to ride the tide right now. I think he's on the up and up, and benching him on Tuesday, I think is injustice.
I agree.
I think we just got.
I
think we gotta ride that tide all through, man.
You guys will if Pulisic plays. You guys will be the same people that will be complaining that for him getting injured in that game.
But we can't keep looking at Pulisic like that. We can't keep looking at Pulisic like that. We got to play him.
It's about managing games.
Yeah, but he was great today. He was great today. Sorry, go ahead.
Porto, this second leg is not that important. We don't need to start him.
Yeah, our focus is. I feel like our focus should be
the same thing. The same thing with Havertz. I wouldn't start Havertz in this game, but it's not important.
I would.
Can I say something real quick, Jim?
I'm not sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So I agree with what Prime is saying. He's making a very good point. I as a fan and as a person that watches football, it's like a risk factor, right? Because I feel that Pulisic, if something is wrong, just like in West Brom, he's going to come off, or he's going to ask to come off. I don't think he's going to be like under Lampard where he just tries to play through every minute no matter the cause. I think, like, this is the best way to sum up what Prime is saying. I outweigh the build of confidence on Havertz and Pulisic and a quote-unquote not important second leg to take into the Premier League or into a FA Cup rather than the potential of an injury.
Yeah, but we're talking about – I hear you, but we're talking about chemistry. This is a team that is cooking right now. Like, if you look at the performance today, if you look at a team that is cooking right now, it wouldn't hurt to at least play them for 45 minutes next game and then rest them, because it's about sustaining momentum, especially at this time of the season.
So you're saying play them for 45 minutes and take them off? That's a waste of.
Well, depending on the outcome of. Sorry.
That would be a waste of like 2 or 3 subs doing that.
Yeah, but you got 5 subs in the Champions.
Why? Why would it be a waste of 2 or 3 subs?
You got 5 subs.
You're saying play them for 45
Latimus, I think they're on about bring them on the second
play them for 45 minutes.
Either way. It doesn't matter how you want to use the 45 minutes, but these are goal-scoring players, man, and they're cooking right now. And this is Champions League, so whether it's important or not, it's a Champions League game.
These are goal-scoring players that we don't need them to play and score goals.
We need goals. Hey, man, it's about putting it into the coffin. You got to be ruthless.
We need goals.
Blue eyes.
We need goals against Man City.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with Ladimus. Like, this is not really important. I want, like, for the best outcome, I want Chelsea to be both in the semi-final of the Champions League and the final of FA Cup. We want to be as many competitions as we are. So rather than playing like the starters for this game into the next, we rest them and playing for the City game full 90.
Can I ask you a quick question? Does Timo Werner get back in his team on Tuesday? Yes.
I say no.
I think he will. I think he will, because I think
he will. But I was
he will.
I say bench.
I think the
I
question
say bench until Man City.
The question you should ask: does he get in against Man City? Because the Porto game is dead anyway. It doesn't matter if he plays. If he plays, it's not a big deal.
He will get in City.
He can't start versus Man City. I don't.
To play against Man City, the team I would play is the team we play today, because I think that
exactly.
I agree.
I think Werner should be benched for the next couple of weeks. I think he needs to sit down.
What about years?
No, just weeks. He just needs to take a breather, relax, and just focus, man. Like, he's trying. We've seen it all.
He also fights for his place for the Euros team. So why should he be benched?
But remember what Tuchel said. Tuchel says the ambition to play for your country is not his. That's not his focus. He's looking for people that want to play for the team. Doesn't matter what your ambition is.
You know what's annoying about this season? And I know Havertz had COVID, so that's a bit. But if we had a reliable backup striker we could trust, if Tammy was actually reliable, then Werner could have been taken out of the team months earlier, and
well said.
He could have played himself back into form.
Well said.
We don't have a backup striker we can trust.
No competition. No competition.
And Giroud can't play week in, week out. Then we're
Prime. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a
Yeah.
question? Would you rather in the summer, because I think we're going to look for a striker either way, would you rather get someone nearer to the level of Werner, like a Belotti, I don't rate him, but like an Andre Silva? Would you look at a player like that who could come in around Werner's level as competition, or would you spend big money on a name which is clear of Werner that can start?
I would look, and maybe it's a bias thing because I've actually watched Werner in the Bundesliga. I really want to get the best out of him, so I would buy a striker that complements him,
like Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin, Kane, Paulson on a cheap.
Havertz do that though. That's what I don't get.
But I wouldn't want to have Havertz.
If you've watched Werner in the Bundesliga, you know Havertz can't do that. Havertz is not a target.
To be fair though, Prime, Werner needs either a really good technical player or a target man. It will work with one or the other.
Here's the problem with Werner.
Your target man can be technical.
Here's the problem with Werner. Werner can't even trap the ball. He can't even hold the ball, man. And he can't, man. He can't hold the ball. He tries and then he look like he.
Oh my god.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. It's the truth. He can't kill. There's what's called killing the ball. Take the air out of the ball, and change direction. He can't even do that. And you're looking for an accompanying striker. First of all, we got to like
for another day, please.
Exactly. You're right.
I think that I personally think that everything has to be case by case basis, and I think that everything deserves to be looked at with not too much limelight on the past. I hear a lot of people speak on a lot of players that we have at the club, and they say that have come from other medium level to high level top performing clubs. And they say, well, in this league, they performed like this, or at this club, they performed like this. And I saw them or went back and watched how they played back then. And it's like the Bundesliga, every league, the French league, every league is different. Every team in those leagues are different to the teams here. The style of football is different. The team that they played for was formatted different. So what people don't understand is when people say like Jadon Sancho or all these other people that come in, there is a risk factor that because the English Premier League is not like other leagues and is harder and offers a better baseline level of quality, that you may have some drop-off. Timo Werner may not be the same Timo Werner that was performing in the Bundesliga. He may not play that role. Kai Havertz may not play the same way, or his game may develop here differently than it was at, his previous team. Christian, is playing slightly different and has developed differently. I think it deserves to be looked at now and for the future. And I think players that performed at a certain way previously doesn't really add too much limelight because you may never see that player again. And
am I hearing you say? Go ahead. Sorry.
Trying to create carbon copies of how players were before they came to the club, instead of trying to focus on what they should develop to fit the narrative what the club thinks and the style of football that the manager wants, is a kind of this like weird conception that people have. Great, you scored all these goals back then. You scored at a team with a formation, with a lineup, and at a different league. Cool, but what we need to focus on now is how can we take you from the player you are here and get you to where you need to be firing to benefit Chelsea as a club.
But Chelsea.
Wait, Blue Eyes, can I say one thing quickly?
Yeah, sure, please. Please, sorry, my bad.
The thing is with that though, what's the point of signing them if you're not gonna find a solution to get the best?
Oh, big up, Will, bro.
We might as well have not signed him if you're not gonna get the best out of him. I don't rate.
No, can I respond to Will real quick though? I'm not saying that we shouldn't have signed him. What I'm saying is that a player that enters bad form, that's a big signing like Timo.
I'm saying myself. What's the point of signing him if we can't get the best out of him?
Yeah, we have to develop him for my because I did speak a little bit. My condensed point is we have to take players that are firing, that have potential based on how they played before, but that's as far as we go looking into their past. We need to look forward and say, hey, this is the system we have, this is the player we have, and this is how we need to develop them to get them from A to B to be firing for our club now. Yeah. So I hear people say like he played like this, he did like that, his club was like this. All that is in the past, and all that is different from what is happening now.
So Connor, what you're saying is when next season we pay 180 million for Haaland, that could be money gone to waste. Is that what you're saying?
It's true. It's true. There are liabilities. This league is different from the Bundesliga. Our team is different.
With every player in Europe, there is a small risk.
So then, why are we looking at these big? Why are we looking at big ticket players? Why are we looking at big ticket players?
Let me answer that.
Quality.
I was gonna add on to what Connor was saying. High risk, high reward. Look at Ronaldo to Real Madrid.
That's true.
80 million. That worked out.
That's true.
That worked out. It was still a risk signing Ronaldo at Real Madrid, but they took it.
It was. But the thing is, if you look at the ethos of Chelsea is short term. It's more short term than long term. So you might want to bring in a player, and there won't be enough time to get them to develop to what you want them to be. Chelsea right now. We're looking for the next Champions League. We're looking for that ship, and I don't think Abramovich is willing to wait for 3 years for someone to get cooking.
But my only concern with Haaland is is creating the chances for him because
It's coming
I've seen-
2021.
Oh, here we go.
Sorry?
No, but I'm saying that my concern with signing Haaland is giving him the chances to score. Because
I
I'm
agree.
looking at the midfield.
That's true. Exactly.
But I'm looking
Wait
at
a
the
minute.
midfield.
I don't think
There's
we have a problem.
there's
We don't-
hardly any of our midfielders that find the killer ball. So I'm saying
That's
if we
cool.
sign
Wow.
Haaland, we're gonna have to
Thank
sign a midfielder.
Wait
Thank
a minute,
you.
though. I need to counter
Wow.
that a second. I
Thank
need
you.
to counter that a second.
Where
I
have
need to
where
counter
where
that.
have you been? Where have you been all day, man?
No, because
Exactly.
for example, we have Mason Mount, who
Yes.
can create a lot and does create a lot of chances. We have two of
Money.
the best. Yeah, we have two of the best young creative wingers in world football, in Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic. Hakim Ziyech is meant to be I'm not saying he is. He's meant to be a top class creator. You know, we have players that can create chances. Kai Havertz can create chances. It's just we've got to get the best out of our creative players, and if that's by dropping certain players, it is what it is. The chances we have a lot of creative talent, some of the best in Europe, some of the best young creative talent in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we can, for example, if we can get the best out of
But
Christian Pulisic, Mason
Will-
Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, we will
Will-
create chances for our striker.
Well,
And
out
then
of,
it's down to the striker to
out
score.
of all the creators, which one can do from deep line? Which one can play like a
Wow.
Fabregas?
That's another. That's yeah.
Wow.
True, that is another
Where have you
conversation we
been?
can have. That is
Money makes, bro.
That's-
Money makes.
Wow.
Hey, I
Thank
have
you.
a question. I have a question for everybody.
Yo, where have you been? I
because-
was talking about this
If
earlier.
we sign Haaland, I need someone like the way Fabregas used to give balls to Diego Costa. I need that midfielder.
We're missing that. Yeah.
Who's speaking? Who's speaking? Hassan. Okay, yeah, okay,
I've
good.
been saying that for ages. I've said it to Blue Eyes before.
Yeah.
We lack
Exactly.
Who do you get?
though?
Can you name me? Can you name me a great deep line
Yeah,
playmaker?
so here's my my take on this, right? I think that everybody here, with the knowledge you have of football and of Chelsea, we can all agree that in the midfield in the summer that's going to be a big priority, and a deep lying playmaker is. We can all agree that's something that Chelsea lacks. But to say that Chelsea are never going to be a top team because they don't have a person that's a deep line playmaker is just ridiculous. I get that we don't have midfielders that have that attributes, but we can easily pick that up and put them alongside players like Kovacic with respectable attributes. And you have to understand that with the right wing backs, with the back three, we build up from the
There's
back.
not many
We allow teams to come in, lose the ball in our half, and build from the back. And I have a question for you guys. With the structure that we have, and maybe I could be wrong. Maybe Thomas will change it next year. And this is gonna sound crazy. And you guys, look, man, don't massacre me and my American self over here. Do you think that there are better strikers? Like I get Erling Haaland is a once in a lifetime buy, a century talent. But do you think that there are better strikers that would fit our structure than Erling Haaland?
Yes.
We got him.
Jem, don't even go there.
Connor,
tell me all day long. Tell me.
But if you looked at our history and if you looked at like prime example, like we had the Shevchenkos, the Fernando Torres, the Eto'o, and etc. Our strikers who are thrived were Drogba, Costa, and that's it really.
Our strikers are not the best. You have to think about our midfield, Lampard,
and Giroud. To be fair, to some extent, Giroud. But
Giroud is more of a player that scores.
Well, don't count. He came at the end of his career.
We need a striker that could drop deep, bully the defense, and link up play. Haaland's the striker where you give him the chances, like the Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
You have to give him the chances.
Well, you said two things there. You said drop deep and then link up play. So like Tammy drops deep and holds the two center backs, and then Havertz is the one that comes in around the false nine that ones twos that he drops in to receive the ball.
No disrespect to Tammy or anyone, yeah. No disrespect to Tammy or anyone, but Havertz is the best at holding the ball for us right now.
Yeah, he is.
There's no one better than him holding the ball.
What were you saying, Prime? Though, what were you saying, Prime?
I'm saying Havertz is the best at holding the ball.
No, that's not what I was saying. You were talking
saying something else.
You were talking about another alternative to Haaland. I think that's why I keep saying someone like Kane or maybe Calvert-Lewin's way.
I think Calvert-Lewin is
expensive. Yeah, but he's probably expensive considering his
contributions to his club.
Yeah, he's probably about 50,
the
60
thing is,
million.
again, just getting the best out of what we have. And I'm not just talking about Werner per se, but the attacking players or creative players that we have that are forwards. We just need something that's going to get them to click. And maybe that's just giving them all another season. Maybe it's giving Werner, Havertz, Pulisic injury-free, Ziyech injury-free. Maybe it's just giving them a season. And that's another year of development for Mount as well. Another year of development for Callum. That's another season to develop.
Prime, did you like what you saw today? Did you like what you saw today, Prime? The connection between the top three? Because in my opinion, I think that's the most chemistry I've seen in our attacking
I agree.
three.
Yes. However, it's don't get gas off of just one game. It was
for sure
brilliant to see, but I don't think it's going to be a direct translation if we play this front three against Man City.
I don't think our defense will stay the same either.
I'm not worried about the defense. I'm talking about in terms of people saying just play this front three against Man City and watch them click because it's scoring goals and everything. It doesn't always work like that. I worked in this game because
you need to see consistency.
We made Crystal Palace before, yes. But the way Crystal Palace play and the way they defend, it was also quite easy. So for me, it's just about seeing them face more tests for one, and two, because we have we've got a good squad of attacking talent. I'm not just relying on. I don't like relying on one player. I don't like relying on the fact of we have Havertz or we have Mount or Pulisic, and then one of them ends up being injured or they're out of form. We have a squad, and then we should use it.
Yeah, and that's
what I didn't like necessarily about just solely having Hazard, where if he doesn't turn up in a game or he gets man-marked and no one else steps up.
I don't think Tuchel allows that to happen because it's very clear and evident, like I keep saying, he likes to rotate his squads, so he's expecting everyone to perform to a certain.
I know that. I'm not talking about Tuchel. I'm talking about the fans who are just like, just play this lineup again and it's going to work. That's not how.
You know what?
If you're a fan and you've seen what you saw today and Chelsea haven't scored more than 3 goals since Lampard, I'm assuming, isn't it? One of Lampard's games.
Since West Ham at home, we haven't.
West Ham at home. There you go. I mean, when you see that, you which is what we've been waiting to see.
There is some promise there.
Because let's be serious, we brought these players in, and we haven't really seen any chemistry between these guys since they've came in. We've been winning games, but we're not winning games convincingly. We're not creating as much as we should be.
What does winning games convincingly? Then maybe that's just open to interpretation. Because, for example, Atletico Madrid both legs. Porto last leg, for me, that was very convincing. But we didn't score 3-4 goals.
That's true.
So that's open to your interpretation of it.
Yeah,
that's true.
We have controlled a lot of games.
I think that we're more of a defensively structured team that I keep saying we build from the back, we suck teams in, get the possession turnover in our half, and then we build forward. That's why I think that Emerson False Nine is going to take us to the Champions League. Let's go. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, but that's why I agree with Prime. I agree with Blue Ice. I think that Tammy and Giroud are the way that our system is right now. And I'm not saying that this is the system that's going to take us to the Champions League, but the system that we have now that I think has the best chance of performing in any game that we play next is a false nine that offers us the ability to play both sides, play both be adaptive to the game, show to the ball, check in, bring it forward, bring it back, 1-2s and goes. I just don't think right now that a Tammy Giroud or even a Werner who relies on a very specific set style of play is gonna fit. Now, could this change in the end? Could someone get injured, or could Hakeem come in? Could Cho come in? Could Werner find his form again? Yes, but right now, what we have,
Do you not find that quite worrying that we've got our 3 out-and-out strikers that we started the season with? We're all sitting there saying we don't need them. Do you not think that's quite worrying?
No, that's not worrying.
No. Because over time the game changes. We play different opponents. People come in and out of fitness and form. I don't think Chelsea fans have this thing where like if you don't bang in 6 goals or if you're in a bad set of form, we got to get rid of you. Like people don't understand how lucky we are as a club to have the toolbox that Thomas Tuchel has. He's got like a Jiffy Lube, mechanic toolbox that's like this big, and for me, I think we're lucky. There were times where Christian was taken off and now he's coming into form, and Werner was kind of in form, but he dipped out. So now he's taking a break. But having squad depth, well, Money Mace had a few bad games, to be honest, but he is an exceptional player.
He's had fantastic games.
Yeah. He's had outstanding better games than he has, but he's not perfect. He's not Jesus running on water.
Can
But
I speak about Mason Mount for a second? Yeah. Can I speak about Mason?
Preach it, Will. Preach it, Will, son.
Mason Mount has been a player which not for a while. I need to think about what I'm going to say here. Yeah. At the start, I thought he was a good player. I thought he was a good player that might be a squad player. But recently, I've sort of seen the light of how good and how crucial he is and how key he is in our squad and in our team. Yeah. He has been absolutely outstanding, and I think he's going to be a top player, if I'm being honest. And I'm going to finally admit, yes, he is our player of the season over Thiago Silva.
Yeah, right. You know what? Also, David on the terrace said it today as well. He was like, "I'm going to admit it as well," and it came.
I've not had an agenda like David though. Let's be honest, Jem. Yeah. I've not had a Mount agenda.
To be fair, let's be serious though. Like when it comes to the summer, if Mason Mount if you're able to sell Mason Mount, today and bring in someone to play in that same role as him now, would you do it?
No.
Like, if you could.
No, because it's a different player. And you'd have to wait for a season.
There'll be plenty of clubs that would be after Mason Mount. I'll tell you that.
It depends on 2 factors. 1, what would be the price, and 2, what player would we bring in?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Who would you if you could pick anyone to come and Mason Mount was going to go out the door? Would you do it?
I need to say one. Wait, Joe. I need to say one more thing. Mount is clear of Madison. He's clear. I don't know.
That's it, lads. That's it,
James Madison. I'm sorry. I need to say
Foden. He's clear of all of them, man.
All of them, man.
Madison.
Madison don't even.
James Ward-Prowse with a bit of flair. That's all Madison.
They're water boys. They're water boys for Mount. Them lot. They're water boys.
He's clear of Foden, man. That guy's clear of Foden, man. And he's on the come up. He's on the come up.
Guys, I got a question for you. Do you think City will play back-to-back full squads, considering that their Champions League is not really over? And they got us.
Pep will overthink it.
He'll bottle one of the games. I think he'll bottle one of them.
He'll bottle both of them.
I hope he bottles. No, Jem, I hope he bottles the semi-final.
That's right. Yeah, because I think if we beat City in the semi-finals, we can win the FA Cup easily.
Yeah. And don't forget, they got a hard week. They also got the final against Tottenham next week.
But I think whoever, I think if City win the FA Cup, they ain't winning Champions League, and vice versa for us. I'd rather get knocked out of the FA Cup, mate.
Yeah, but Jem, I don't see I try not to. I mean, I know that the whole comparison is Grealish. Grealish, in my opinion, shouldn't be compared.
He's more like a Foden.
Grealish is older, and in my opinion, Grealish is probably world class. So let's not compare.
The point is, Will, they can play. Listen, they can play in the same team.
I agree.
So it's like it's not like you're going, oh, who am I going to play, Mount or Foden or Mount or Grealish? Because Mount can play with both of them. So
they probably will start together for England. Well, maybe not Grealish because Southgate doesn't like him. But
there's always going to be a debate to be had, even if you want to compare Mount to Grealish. Mount,
no, I think I always see that Foden and Grealish are more alike than Mount and Grealish because they're both.
Save it. Because tomorrow we're going to be doing a debate show, which
I'll save it.
The Chelsea gang kicked in. We will be doing a debate show tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. But
good.
What's the debate, Jim? What's the debate about?
It was either going to be about Callum Hudson-Odoi or it's going to be about what Hassan was just about to talk about. So
Please be about Odoi. Please be about Odoi. I need to defend him.
There's Johnny will be there as well.
The Mason Mount debates come in as well, along with the Jorginho.
The Mason Mount debate. Jem, who's going to say he's bad?
It's not really. Yeah, it's not really a debate. The hate. Actually, no. Do you know what? Bring in all the haters, bruv. I want to have all the haters come in.
Johnny, I know certain individuals that have already reached out to me and said, "Get this debate show going," because I've got stats that will shut Johnny up for this show. So they want to come.
Yeah. Go on, bring them on.
Do you know what? Do you know what's won me over with Mount though? The big game moments that he had. For example, like
priceless.
Porto.
Absolutely, that's his money.
Yeah.
I want to do a
clutch.
And today,
it's a clutch player.
Today, his game today wasn't really about that assist. It was about the fact that he always created the triangle in every little pocket.
Thank you. Blue Eyes,
You know what else is bad?
Oh man, he always created that triangle. Sorry?
He linked up with Odoi as well, beautifully.
Oh my goodness!
One more thing about it.
And do you know what? Another point: when Odoi plays on the right wing back, Tuchel always puts Mount with him because they work. And when James comes on, he puts Ziyech on straight after because those two have got chemistry.
Johnny, but what do you think? Odoi, man, Odoi though. I think Odoi, man. Odoi he's not doing himself any favors. Thoughts?
Wait.
In what respect? In what respect?
In just his body of work. No, his body of work is not convincing up to this point. And this is just me.
This myth. Are you talking
sure,
about
please. I need help. No, I need help. I need help understanding. I'm just talking about the fact that he still hasn't been able to command a spot. And I know that Tuchel is rotating everyone. But for some reason, he's still not giving the coach a headache. I'm not sure what it is.
Hold on. Can I respond to this? Blue Eyes, is Callum not like 21 years old, 20 years old?
He's 20
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Are you? Yeah. Why are you expecting him to already come in and dominate and command the spot?
No, not dominate, but if you look at even Foden is not. He doesn't have a commanding spot with City, but when he comes in, he leaves a mark.
Okay.
He leaves a mark. Callum Hudson-Odoi. No, let me land. Okay. Callum Hudson-Odoi, on the other hand, is right now at 21 is supposed to be at a certain level. And I know the injuries and I know the Frank Lampard transition, I know all those came into effect. But for some reason, in my humble opinion, and I could be wrong, and you can tell that Tuchel is even trying to accommodate him by trying him as a wing back and trying him as a forward winger as well. And for some reason, it's still not gelling. And this is me. I could be wrong.
Okay, can I respond?
Go on.
Yes, please.
Foden has been in that Man City team or squad, I should say, for about
Since
two
he was
seasons.
12.
So he's no, I mean like in the actual first team. So he's been learning from Silva, from De Bruyne for 2 seasons now. That's why this season he's looked so amazing and brilliant, because you're actually seeing the benefits of learning and training. Why can't Tuchel take the same time with Callum? Also, the fact that
same with Gilmore as well.
The fact that he's but the fact that he's also playing wing back, maybe it's due to the fact that we don't really have a backup in that position. If James can't play, he shouldn't. James can't play week in, week out due to the fact that he just came back from an injury.
And he's different. Anyway,
Azpilicueta definitely cannot play wing back. So what else do we really have? Callum can't play in that position. So it works for now. Now your argument may only stick next season if we don't buy an adequate either backup for James or someone to actually start ahead of him in the summer.
Yeah,
that's when your argument might stick up. But for now, just let him grow and develop. Whether it's by learning to play wing back, so he needs to learn how to track back and defend and hold his width, or it's by playing one of the forward positions.
Cool. It's the competition as well. He's very versatile. So his best position is probably left wing. He's probably at his best in a left wing position. But at the moment, we're not playing natural wingers anyway. we're playing a slightly more narrow.
Yeah, but you know what? With Pulisic being so good, right? When he's on form, there's no way Odoi is going to play. Unless, depending on the opposition, right? That would dictate whether Odoi plays the left or Pulisic. But for me,
Johnny, can I add to your
Pulisic
point?
is go on.
As well, I feel like in that more narrow role between the lines, I feel like Pulisic suits it more. He's close.
Yeah, he's better. He's better. He's more agile, more free.
Why is it that people think Callum's best position is on the left?
Because he can cut in. He's a creative.
Can we save this Callum chat for tomorrow? Because we are talking Callum.
Yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow.
For a full hour. Like, I want to save
He was
it.
deadly against Everton, man. He was deadly.
Two and a half hours. People. But guys, appreciate you all coming on as always. It's been a great show, a long show. We've won convincingly today. Jorginho has performed. Fucking Mason Mount's performed.
Money.
Money miss.
Money miss.
Please smash the like button. Please subscribe here to GNA TV as well. Tomorrow we will be doing a debate show, and the debate, as you can already see, will probably be about Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Jem, please get me on. Please get me on, Jem.
Jem, can I say something?
Coming on with Go on. What are you saying? Before I finish up.
The Porto game. If it's a 1-1 draw or we lose, but we're still going through on aggregate, Chelsea fans, don't be reactionary and lose your heads again.
Okay, there you go. And on that note, listen, people, have a lovely evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow for the show. And yeah, guys, thank you all coming on as well, and Connor and Blue Ice, Johnny, Prime, Will, Hassan, Alex, all of you guys. Have a good evening.
It's like it's free time when it's free time. In the dance,